There you go.
Uh, hello, everyone. We're again, and it's episode 109. So we're doing all right, as we say. So, as usual, I've got Delboy here, which is fantastic, as always. And let's just get on with it. I always say, what have you been watching this week? And what have you had? Anything you can show? All that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's been hot, hasn't it? It's, I can't believe my small room, right, which is usually freezing in the winter, is bloody hot in the summer. And of course, if you've got your computer on and you've got all your telly on, I forgot how hot it gets in this room. I've been sitting in front of the telly and going, it's getting bloody warm. So I have watched some things, but I'll tell you what, it's been a sticky bloody experience watching anything. And I just want to make an apology right now that my mother is the most important thing in my life. And she's got an air conditioning unit that I bought for her. It turned up yesterday. And she's still, I have to wipe the sweat off of her head and all of that sort of stuff. So I'm going to have to keep checking on her. But I'll only be gone for 5-minute intervals. So apologies to disruption to Ian, but until we get to when the sun's gone down, it's bloody dark outside. There isn't much that I can do because it's damn hot. But there you go. But I have watched a few things. Let me turn the background off. Just some old stuff, really. And I have had some stuff turn up. But the first thing I watched was the 4K of Passengers. It's an old film. It's not considered to be anything significant. In fact, in some people's minds, it's not very good at all. In fact, piss poor. But I tend to like to go back to some of these old films that people on Letterboxd and that turn around and say this is awful and all that sort of stuff, and just watch it with fresh eyes. And I look at this film as being probably never going to be remembered, and probably rightly so, but is not as bad as what people were initially saying. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be one of those ones that in 20 years' time somebody might turn around and say, "Oh, I remember that." Do you know what I mean? And and maybe it will be looked at slightly different. That's all I can say about it. It's not that old at the moment, so not that much to say about it. I also watched this is terrible. Jupiter Ascending. Didn't like this film much at all. It's from the creators of the Matrix trilogy.
Oh dear.
Which it says at the bottom. That to me spells probably a bad film. Because it's like from the producer of Jaws and all of this sort of stuff. And when you watch it, it was the producer's cousin of the second cousin of the third, whatever it was. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was just they wanted to put the word Jaws on the box. You know what I mean? So you go, this must be good then.
So what's wrong with it? Why is it? So I've got a bad reputation.
It literally is convoluted all the way through. Its special effects are okay. I don't know quite what to say about it. I mean, there's the back of the box. Look, you can see it's quite spacey and all of this sort of stuff.
Roughly, what's the story about? What is supposedly the story?
It says it on the back. Look, Jupiter Ascending was born under a night sky with signs predicting she was destined for great things. Now grown, Jupiter wakes up in a cold reality and an endless run of bad breaks. Only when Kane, a genetically engineered ex-military hunter, tracks her down on Earth, does Jupiter glimpse her true fate. Her genetic signature marks her for an extraordinary inheritance that could alter the balance of the cosmos. Now, you read that and you go, Fifth Element. Nothing like the Fifth Element. Right? And I think this is where the book tells you what it is, but most people will go, "Oh, never read the book, but I'll go and see the film." Right? The book, believe it or not, is highly regarded. The The film,
It's not. No.
You know, it's just not a particularly great film, and I thought it could be something that they said was wrong. It's just like Passengers, but I'd rather watch Passengers on repeat for 4 times in the same day than watch Jupiter Ascending again.
So it's not something you're going to revisit again.
No. That was one of my initial. That was probably an early 4K that I bought.
Yeah.
Because I usually buy steel books, and I've got a slipcover. I might have bought it in a sale, to be quite honest. So I was highly delighted to follow that up by watching my copy of Superman the movie.
Oh, yeah.
And now, I have this in a steel book and all of that, but this is the original Superman 4K, and this is the one with the non-compressed audio. That's the original mono track, which they got rid of and changed to the 5.1. What this one differs compared to the Steelbook one is because there was more space, there's a higher bit rate. So the picture is about 5 to 10% higher quality than the Steelbook one. So it's worth keeping.
Yeah, I've got that. That's the one I've got. Yeah.
Right. And then the last one is my big box set of Ex Machina.
Oh, what a film. Love the film.
Which I love.
Yeah.
Never done an unboxing of this, but it's a gorgeous edition. There's the steel book.
Yeah.
Comes in a lovely white case.
Yeah.
With a big book and posters and art cards.
Very nice, yeah.
All sorts of stuff. So that's the 4 things that I watched, other than I did watch some TV, which I might mention a little bit later on. But the things that turned up this week are second season of Fallout.
Yeah.
Which I'm going to be watching this week. And one that you won't be interested in, but it goes lovely in my set, and that is Doctor Who, the movie, Steelbook.
Yeah, I just decided not to bother with it.
And I can understand. That.
I'm happy because I could get a normal 4K version of it, but I thought, I'm just happy with what I've got.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where I'm glad I've got it. It goes with my collection. It's as I told you, it's a bridging film. It's a bridging edition. If you like both sides, you want to have it. If you're just after the classical, you could get it, but you wouldn't be wrong in not.
Yeah.
And if you are of the classic side, you might turn around and say, no, it's still part of the classic collection. So I'm going to get it. Nobody is wrong in any side of that. For me, I thought that I've got all the steel books. I've got it. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of Doctor Who the movie. The most impressed thing I was with the music. I thought the main theme was wonderful. Obviously, they agreed when they brought Doctor Who back because they sort of based it around the film version, which was a very orchestral sort of bent to the main film, isn't it? Murray Gold, isn't it?
Yes, Murray. Yeah.
So he's obviously listened to this one. The music is flipping heck! I used to know it was. It's John Debney. Anyway, he's a great composer, and I thought he did a pretty good job. And I think most people back in the time did think that the main title theme, with the asteroids and then the Doctor Who comes up and it spins around and goes off was really, really quite good.
I don't think anybody thinks it's terrible. Nobody. I've never heard anybody say, "Oh, that was terrible." So I think that's a plus side to it. As I look at it, if you said to me, "Would you rather watch Twin Dilemma or that one?" I would say I'd rather watch that. That's it's something, I don't think it's terrible. but I don't.
I've just
me
quickly,
personally, I don't think
I've
I
just
need
quickly looked at the comments, and I just wanted to address something. Rocket Buddy says, "Well, wow, Del, so you're buying duplicates on 4K." Just want to express this: the Superman box set was all of the films in a tin, right? I haven't got Superman 2 as a standard edition, 3, 4, 5. In fact, this is very old. This Superman, I bought it back in the day. When you go back in the day, that's 2018, right? I don't know the future, do I? That there's a tin set going to come out. So that's the reason why. And I just haven't sold it on or given it to anybody. So I'm not really buying duplicates. What I do buy duplicates of is things like Star Trek, the motion picture, and all of that sort of stuff. This week, believe it or not, I've been writing some notes up because, as you know, Star Trek, the motion picture, Jerry Goldsmith's score, is one of my favorite scores. And I've started to write notes to do a possible video of all the different editions that I bought, just to go back. I've got a couple of them here. So here's a CD of it, right? But if you look at the back, it's got an import, because when you went into HMV or something back in the day, this would be in the import line. It's the only way that you could get it. So this is a very, very old. In fact, it's so old that they had to also put sellotape over the copyright stuff because of the import license that you had to have to get it, right? So that's really, really old. Followed up probably by the first time that I got an expansion of something. That was the 20th anniversary one. You can see I paid $14.95 from HMV, but this is the 25th anniversary slipcover edition. Yeah, with a holographic sort of like cover. And you can see the differences on there, with the two CDs, which also, by the way, had an interview with all of the cast on it. Yeah. So it's got 3 anniversary tracks that are narrated by Nichelle Nichols on this one.
Oh, that's good.
It's good. It's good sometimes, even when we talk about, and the reason I brought that up about duplication is, why have you bought that again? Right? Because then I've bought it again with this one, right? Which is the last one I bought, which is the music from the original soundtrack, special edition, limited to, I think it's 2000, is it? Anyway, this is a 3-disc edition, which is an expanded score. It even has the test of the special musical instruments recorded for their individual bits. So you may probably remember that there is a synthesizer in it, but this is 1979. Synthesizers were in their infancy. They had to have things like Fairlights. So it would have cost an awful lot of money to have a full orchestra and then have a person come along with a Fairlight and do little bits, and anybody that knows anything about Star Trek, the motion picture, will also know that it was full of experimental instruments, like the Klingon, like the V'ger sound, the sound. It sounds like the strung instruments slowed down or whatever it is. There is sort of trickery in place, in the same way that they tricked us all into knowing what the TARDIS was, dematerialization was, which was just a key scratching along a rusty wire, and then sped up or slowed down or whatever it is. Do you know what I mean? So all that sort of thing was also in Jerry Goldsmith's score for Star Trek. So I started to listen to all 3, listen to them in different qualities, because I've got an old CD player, and I've also got my CD player that's a DVD player, which is an Haute Couture down there, and I've also got a 4K player, and I've got an oscilloscope. And I wanted to know what the sound quality was like. Did they improve or did they get worse on each of the tracks? And I've also obviously got the vinyl Star Trek, and then I wanted to wind up with which one do I love? Which one do I love the best? Now, anybody, bit of a I'm going to leave it open on what people might think is my favorite one. But do you think I went down the nostalgia route with my favorite version of that score? In other words, do you think I like the vinyl version that I bought originally? Or have I actually said, no, do you know what? The expanded one on CD is equal quality. I'll leave it open like that because some people go, he's a nostalgia nerd. He's obviously going to say that the vinyl one works. But I'll leave it open at that. And I just thought I'd slip that in.
You can do, yeah.
You know what I mean? So pretty much, with my mother and everything, I haven't been able to watch an awful lot. But I hope you've enjoyed me just talking for 15 minutes there about some of my stuff. I did get something else. I haven't watched it yet. It's called the Derry something or other.
Oh, the TV series of
yeah. And I don't know much about it. It did turn up. I haven't took it out the box yet.
Yeah,
I just know what it is from an email.
I think people have been quite positive about it. I think I don't know. I'm not sure 100%, but it's something it probably needs. It'd be good to have them see it. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So hopefully people have enjoyed that anyway. I know that you've got much more interesting stuff.
Not really. Probably it depends. Some of it. Do
you know what? I'm riveted. You see, unlike you, where you're looking at your phone while I'm trying to talk about stuff, right? I'm riveted to every word when you're talking.
Riveted.
I always look forward to Tony York Corner and all of that.
I've got it here. How long is it before we're going to get a mention of the Tony York Corner?
But it's bloody obvious. It's the section where you start talking about your film.
No,
it's not really hard, is it?
No, but it doesn't. You should know the format, the way I do things. Tony York Corner doesn't always come right at the beginning. No,
it comes right at the bit where you're doing what you've watched on film.
It doesn't come right at the beginning.
You go back over the last 17. I'll say now it's over to Tony York Corner where we talk Ian stuff.
That, but I can guarantee I always show the first film that I usually talk about is not a Tony York one.
No, but that's where you said where do I mention it, and I always mention it right now.
You do, but it doesn't. I don't actually get into a Tony York Corner. Anyhow,
And by the way, Tony York, what a great fellow. I think he's absolutely smashing. I'll say it to the ends of the teeth. There you are. And I'm not slagging him off. So there you are.
That's very nice.
There you go. All right.
Very big of you.
Now, who thought of that? Over to you.
Okay, then. First film is... let's have a look here. Yes, here it is. It's one I'm returning to, but I love it. This is Hang Am I from 1968. It's directed by Ted Post, who directed two favourite films, which are Beneath the Planet of the Apes and Magnum Force. And I love Magnum Force. I talk a lot about Magnum Force. It's one of my favourite. I think it's just as good as Dirty Harry, which might be controversial, but I really love Magnum Force. I think it's great. But this one, I think this is a really good Western. What I like about this Western, it's more of a standard Western. It's not a spaghetti Western, which I think is a plus, a big plus for me. It's not a spaghetti Western. It's also got basis to historical events that happened. This Angamai, it's based on this judge who was called Isaac C. Parker. See, I'm always interested in these kind of things. Who was labelled the hanging judge in the late 1880s.
And,
So
isn't it because there is no state or confederacy that he could actually get away with quite a lot?
That's right. He's totally in charge of this big territory, and they have the gallows. The one thing have you noticed in a lot of these westerns that when somebody's about to be hanged, they're always building the gallows outside the jail, so the person who's going to be hanged is going to hear them doing it and see it. But in this judge who lived in this place
got him outside his window.
He had the whole gallows up permanently. It was permanently up there. So, anybody going into town would be going, "Oh, what's going on here?"
Before you go any further, would you? I mean, nobody wants to be hanged, right? But what I thought about it when I watched it the other week, and I said I watched Hang 'em High because it was on telly, is would you rather be hanged the way that Clint Eastwood was at the beginning, or officially through the heavy sacks and everything that were done on proper gallows? Because you could survive for bloody ages. It seemed to me the way that Clint Eastwood was hanged, right?
Well,
which I know he survived because he was found very quickly. But I thought to myself, do you know what? He could have probably survived for another 10 or so minutes because it was just his own weight.
Yeah,
his neck wasn't snapped instantly.
Yeah.
So the hanging gallows is much,
efficient.
Quicker.
It's more efficient at doing it. Yeah.
So which would you rather be hanged by?
I think I'd rather it be done efficiently, wouldn't you?
Yeah. But the other thing about it was, I'm sorry if you're going to mention this, but bloody hell, do they have a ceremony? It must have lasted 20, 25. You had one bloke that just wanted to apologize to everybody for everything. And he must have had a speech for about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And you had this priest who was, by the way, who's from Hawaii 5-0.
That's right. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Singing he must have done about 4 songs.
Yeah.
I thought, is this a karaoke contest or something? Because he's the whole rugged cross and I don't know how many. I was going, Christ, you might as well have had the words at the bottom of the screen. I'll start singing along with this.
And everybody's making money out of it.
In fact, Clint Eastwood had a chance to go off, go with some prostitute. They still hadn't hanged him by the time he'd finished with that woman.
That's right.
And I was laughing all the way because it's like,
it's true.
I still love this film, but my God.
No,
anyway, carry on telling your story. It's just I had to get that out of the way.
I know it has got an underlying comedic elements in this film. I think they have deliberately put in there, and kind of what you're saying, I think is there. I think they're well aware of that.
Well, yeah, he got hung.
Definitely,
he got hung.
Yeah,
he nearly died from dehydration.
Yeah,
right, and then these people came in and must have shot him 15 times, and yet he survived that. Christ knows. How can you have all them bullets? It's these Hollywood bullets, They're terrible bullets. I don't know why they go to the same store. Because, I mean, it seems like you could survive very easily over there. Just fire at me because I know how bad a shitty shot you are. Because I've seen the movies.
I think an important thing about this as well, in terms of for Clint Eastwood, this is the first film that his own production company that he'd set up was involved in. So that's showing about.
Isn't his next film Play Misty for Me?
Do you know you could be right? And that is a brilliant
and
film.
That's the reason why that's the reason why he didn't want to do Dirty Harry, because he was exhausted after doing the production of Play Misty for Me.
Play Misty for Me is a great film. Absolutely great film.
But I know that's 1970 and this is 1969. And I know Dirty Harry is very close, and I didn't know if Hang 'em High and then it went
1968. This one.
I thought it was 69. Sorry,
68. But I like it because I kind of, the spaghetti westerns are fine, but after a while I kind of get a bit. They get cliched for me. The style of spaghetti westerns. I know not everybody will agree on that with me. I like a more traditional kind of western and this kind of brings it back. I prefer that style,
Yeah.
definitely. So anyhow, there's that one. Now, next one. Now you can go on about your Tony York corner.
No, I don't even know if there is a Tony York corner this week.
This is a film that Tony mentioned as well, because I mentioned an actress of a film which was Cold Eyes of Fear, which was a giallo film.
Yeah.
And he mentioned this film, and I had a look in my collection, which he'd sent, and this is the one. And this one is a real, I mean, I was blown away by this film. I absolutely loved it. It's called What Have They Done to Your Daughters? And it's from 1974. And it's directed by this Massimo Dallimano. That's very... all his the films that I know of his that he's done, most of these I don't know, is Venus in Furs is quite a cult film from 1969. But the others I've not really heard of, like Super Bitch, 1973, The Cursed Medallion, 1975. I've not heard of any of those, so I don't know much about it. But it was the actress, as I say, Gianna Raleigh, who I said, and she was very good in that Cold Eyes of Fear. She played a prostitute. Well, in this one, she's even better. She plays like this public prosecutor, and she's excellent in it. And then we've got this Claudio Casanelli, who plays the inspector. He's very good as well. The inspector's absolutely brilliant. And I think this film, it's sort of got two stories in it, really. You've got the bit where you've got, as it starts the film, this teenage girl they found it looks like she's hung herself, but she hasn't hung herself. They realize that it's murder, and that this is all they discover linked all these various young girls, underage girls, these sort of privileged people. Sounds real, very real, what goes on nowadays. They've got this underage prostitution ring that is being run. So the police are involved in finding out what's going on. And then just add a bit more in typical style. You've got this motorcyclist who's a serial killer and going around chopping up people. Sometimes it's quite funny. This motorbike just goes zooming by, and there's this bloke with his axe. So you've got like two connections in this film. But it's so enjoyable, this film, and I can see why Tony mentioned it. And I think she's a really good actress, this Italian actress. I really like her, and I love this film. So that's that one. And then we always have, you know what I'm going to say? We always have a Hammer film.
Oh, yeah.
And this one I've picked. This is an interesting.
Hang on. Before you show us and tell us the reveal, has this got your favourite two out of the Hammer horror actors that we all know? Has it bloody hell, when are you going to actually show a Hammer horror film that doesn't have a cushion in it?
Done, right? But they will come. I've already got some lined up. But I wanted. Do you know why I've chosen this one? Because it's a change in direction from Hammer of what you're expecting. And my question is, does it work? That's what I'm going to say.
Do you know what? I did that for comedy reasons, because it's just that we're going to have all the pin cushion.
I know. I'm probably I'll start in there. Yes.
But anyway, carry on. I didn't mean to.
This one is, I think, where Hammer really are starting to look for new ideas. They're trying to modernize, and it's this one, which is Dracula AD 1972.
Yeah.
And it already, the fact is, this director, Alan Gibson, no major feature films directed. He's a TV series and TV films, which is
Yeah.
an interesting bit again. It's got, of course, Christopher Lee, Peter Cushing playing Van Helsing, descendant. He's a professor, an academic.
Yeah, I remember.
In this, we got Stephanie Beacham. It was quite interesting. She's in this, and then Christopher Neame. He's okay, and of course Caroline Munro pops up. She's not a massive role in this film, but she pops up, and then there's a real group that plays. I'd never heard anything about this group, but they were an actual group called Stoneground, which you see them performing in this group. They were actually at that period.
Were they prog rock?
No, I wouldn't say they weren't. No, they weren't prog rock, but yeah, actually that's kind of. That name is quite prog rocky, isn't it? I'd say.
Anyway, go on. That was a sad joke, but go on.
It was. And just a bit of trivia. There's Marsha Hunt is in this, and she was more famous for being in relationships with Mark Boland and Mick Jagger at the time. So, and I'll just put her in there, just mention her. So this one. It starts off back in 1872, and there's Van Helsing and Dracula having a last fight together, and they both kind of destroy each other basically. But they just happens, as there's always somebody just happens who's a bit of a follower of Dracula, just happens to be there, thinking, "Oh, why have we come up with this idea before?" Oh yeah, I know. I'll just go and collect all the ashes and that and put them in a little test tube, which they wouldn't fit in a test tube but that size, but they just put a few ashes in, and where did I get that idea from? I might be able to revive them in the end. Anyhow, he goes and buries these ashes in another cemetery, and it happens to be near where Van Helsing is as well, buried, and so they think, "Oh, that's lovely," and so you're thinking, yes, yeah. And then it's really funny because then we get Peter Cushing's got this granddaughter played by Stephanie Beacham, and she's so cliched in it. It makes me laugh. It's sort of groovy and all that sort of late 60s and 70s phase, and the music and the way they dressed and the style. And of course you get some spoiled brat kind of bloke in this who's they're always bored out there. They're always bored. All right, now let's do a bit of devil worshipping like you do.
Yeah.
Let's bring somebody back to life, and yeah, we're bored. Let's have some action. Oh, this is going to work out well, isn't it? You know it's going to work out well. So they go ahead, and of course they bring him back. Notice I'm being a bit more cynical and playful about this, because this is really starting to scrape the bottom of the barrel, Hammer, which is such a shame, because I really love Hammer. And you know the reason why it doesn't work is because when you take away the gothic from Hammer, you lose a lot. You lose it all, and that's the problem.
But do you think that they tried a little bit hard though, a little bit later on? Because even if you bring in a cult or some sort of you try to do something like the Daemons in Doctor Who, it doesn't work either, because you've just modernized it. You've put it in modern time. And in modern time, Dracula doesn't work. Dracula works because of its history. It's the fact that you can't do much about it because there's nothing weaponized that you could actually really do. It seems very much like somebody could come up with a garlic gun or something in 1972. It's like, how do you overpower something that you could easily now overpower, but back in the past you'd have problems with? And that's where I think the big problem with Dracula is.
And the big mistake was those opening scenes, which was set in 1872, remind the viewer of that period.
Yeah.
So even though they think by showing that the battle's over and then we can move into modern era, it kind of reminds you, Well, no, actually, I'd rather not have.
You see, the way I
don't
look at
want
it is that's why Salem's Lot works,
Yeah,
and it's why a number of other films that have been made after Dracula 1972 work, because they recognize, how can Dracula be a threat to you anymore? Obviously, you'd be scared. Suddenly, somebody's turned up and hypnotized you, all of this sort of stuff. But at the end of the day, there's probably things around the house that you could easily pick up that you'd actually just get rid of it with, because everybody now knows the law. Do you know what I mean? You can't come in unless he's invited and blah, 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 blah. Right? So you have to look at it and go, well, that's why Interview with the Vampire works.
Yeah.
See, as he kept getting into the modern era, all he was doing was hiding his bodies with bums and stuff that are in the street that were dying all the time because they're drunks and all of this sort of stuff. So you could easily just kill somebody off because you've got a problem where you have to kill to survive.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? They can't help it. You're going to die because you need to actually hunt, which is explained in an Interview with a Vampire. You know, rats aren't going to make you live that long. You've eventually got to go out and have a full human body that's free of disease or whatever it is to continue. Going to blood banks ain't going to help you either. It's it's got to be this. So from my point of view, that was the start of Hammer not understanding that point and just going with he's still a menace, he's still a macabre, still a huge threat. What are you going to do? My God, he's in your room. Thing. Where if you think about it, you go, ain't really bothered.
Yeah.
Right.
And also, I think you can tell that Christopher Lee is thinking, what am I doing in this? What am I doing?
I'm really a menace in this black velvet cape.
It's like he's almost thinks, well, what more can they do with this? You know, they give him a few extra lines maybe to say. And even, bless him, Peter Cushing, he's just, he always puts everything that he does, and that's what made him a great actor. It doesn't matter how bad the script was, he'll do something with it. And you feel even he's thinking, you know, I'll do it. But he's such a nice guy. He'll go and put the best into it. But you feel kind of sorry for him because it's just not.
But he's also a jobbing actor. That's how Patrick Troughton explained it. He said, if I'm not working, I'm not earning.
He did everything, did Peter Cushing, but everything he could. It's totally true. That's why he did TV. Because people forget Peter Cushing did TV stuff as well. Yeah. He didn't just do films. Christopher Lee, I don't think did any TV. I don't. Did he?
I think he might have done.
Did he? Well, you might. I suppose it's possible, but I can't remember him on scene. He probably somebody comments. I bet somebody like Tony might know.
Yeah, I thought he was. I thought he might have been in the Protectors or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean we all know that you know, many Doctor Who actors were in lots of these ITV productions, like of Danger Man or the Protectors.
Yeah.
Or, you know, all of that.
Whole series of actors went from one thing to other, doing guest appearances in all these series.
I know he did documentaries. They were for TV, but that's not the same. I know he did TV movies. That's not the same.
And
what you're asking is did he ever turn up in something like a Doctor Who or a Blake Seven or a series? And that's where I have to go. Did he do something with, you know, like the Persuaders, maybe? You know, where it's more, where there's more money involved and in international waters. You know, because
I know, for instance, that Peter Cushing.
He didn't turn up in the Sweeney, did he?
Yeah, but Peter Cushing did things like in Tales of the Unexpected. And things like that. I don't remember Christopher Lee being in any.
No.
Tales of the Unexpected.
But he might have done one of those armchair thriller hour and a half type things that are like
to see some of those. Yeah, he might have
he might have done an early one in the 60s or 50s or something like that.
But he worked abroad. He did French German.
Yeah, which is why I said he
Italian.
might have been in one of
Yeah.
those ones with Roger Moore and Tony Curtis, or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He might have just
Yeah.
turned up or something. Or
And of course, Bond. He did Bond, didn't he?
yeah, cool.
Man with Gun. Yeah. Anyhow, so that's for me, is just summing it up. Hammer, when they lose their gothic edge, it's not the same, and this is a film that highlights that, I think.
Yeah, and he took you 20 minutes to explain that.
Yeah. And then last film I'm going to talk about is one that you might be interested in, and I like to talk about it because I think it's an interesting film. This is 1 Hour Photo from 2002. This is,
there's so many people that don't like that film.
Well,
I watch it, and I think he's an eerie, spooky bloke. Carry on.
Don't you think? To me, it's a very sad film.
Yeah, it's sad.
It really is a very, very sad film because he's not a bad person.
No,
I don't think he's a bad person.
No.
Okay, people may say
he's sort of like doing it because he wants to be part of that family, or
Yeah. I mean, it's like they show he's got all the snapshots all all sort of displayed and that, and I can see people coming in thinking, hey, he's looking in a creepy way at all these things. But it's all, as it's mentioned, one of the big themes about this, as he says, is the snapshots are always there when people are happy. You don't get sad photographs. That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
And that's what he likes. That makes him happy. His performance is amazing. I think it's just incredible performance. Robin Williams really showed that he could expand his acting performances. He didn't have to be playing these sort of comedy roles at all. He could really act well, and I just think this film is absolutely wonderful. The way it's done, the way it's put together, and you just feel that you do feel sorry for him. You do. I feel sorry. I actually feel sorry for him. And you say when he goes off, and he's only like protecting, as he sees it, the child and the mother from what the father, in his eyes, has done and betrayed them. Because basically he finds out that he's quite attached to this mother and her son, who regularly visit the photo booth that he's in, and he kind of gets to know them. He really likes them as a family. He thinks they're a really nice family. But then he discovers through the photos that her husband is cheating, and this is where the story takes the direction it does. But I don't think he's a bad person really at all. It's just the way he's seeing the world is in maybe a twisted way, and his actions do seem rather, I think, out of character. What he does, and would he have gone through with it? I don't know. Maybe he would have. I don't know, but that's what I say. The film is full of sadness, and there's certain scenes you see in the film where he's just sat, for instance, in interrogation room on the table, and they've got these photographs, and the way he lays all the photographs out, and it just brings that sadness about this character, and I just think it's a underrated film. I think. What can I say? I love it. I think I love it for that. it's a great performance, and Robin Williams just shows, the range, and it makes also me sad. It's on about the sad is that you still wish he was here making films. You really do. It's I wish he was still around. And I mean, he's somebody who went on all those chat shows and places like that and just thoroughly entertained everybody. And on here, on the extras, he's talking about the film and the role. He uses serious stuff, but then he's talking in his normal comedic way as well. He was a rare talent in the sense that he could draw people in, and people would be laughing, and just by things that he said, and they say when he was on set, he was absolutely hilarious. But then, as soon as they started film, he'd switch, and that was a quality to this character that he was playing. Absolutely wonderful. What more can I say about it? But highly recommended if you want to see something, a really good performance. I'd look at this. It probably has been on television. I don't know much. I don't watch TV much, but if it has been on, try and watch it, because it's an outstanding film. So that's it, really, of what I've been watching up to now. There'll be more to come as I plug my what I've watched video on Sunday when we get there. And I've no idea what I will be watching, but we'll see anyhow. So what we'll do then is we'll go through the comments. So we've got Sai saying, "Evening, old chaps." Here, Bayek. Aye, old. We're old gits, really. I'm perhaps more of an older git than he is. Rocket Buddy says, "Hi, Si. How are we doing this week? Good evening, Ian, Del, and everyone else." Well, thank you, Rocket Bunny, for joining us as always. Fantastic. Brilliant. Thank you so much. And then we've got Tony. "Good evening, Ian, Del, and Si. Tried to get here on time to avoid the wrath of Del." Well, crikey, you did all right. I don't think you had the wrath totally there. He'd be going on about the wrath of Delboy, yes. Perhaps that's a new film sequel, The Wrath of Delboy. Aha. Yes. And then we've got Tony saying, "Hi, Rocket." And then Rocket Bunny saying, "Hi, Tony." Si saying, "Hi, Rocket Bunny." "Hi, Tony." And then we've got David. "Hi, everyone. Just bought Dangerous Animals on Blu-ray. Anyone seen it?" Thank you, David, and hello, welcome. Do you know, it's a film I've heard a lot of people talking about Dangerous Animals, but I've not seen it. But it sounds like one that'd be well worth watching. Have you heard of this Dangerous Animals film? It has had a few mentions, hasn't it?
It has. And do you know, every time I hear Dangerous Animals, I keep thinking of Ferocious Creatures.
Ah, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I haven't.
No.
But do you know what, David? Because everybody keeps mentioning it, I'd like to know: is it good on Blu-ray? Is it worth? Can you get it quite reasonable? And is it worth it, David? Because I think when I was walking back, I don't think you said you've seen it. Is that right?
No, I've not seen it. No.
Yeah, so I'd like to know. Yeah,
people have mentioned it. I've heard people online mention it, but I've not seen it.
Yeah, because of you guys, I subbed to Blu-ray.
Yeah,
movies.
Yeah,
I've been very entertained by his watching videos. When somebody mentions a new channel to me, I tend to go through their back history as well.
Yeah,
and because I like to see how they've grown.
Yeah,
and just like you were saying, he's very much on point. You know, He's not changed that much, and I've really enjoyed it. The only thing I disagreed with his review of Batteries Not Included.
Yeah,
but it just wasn't a film for him.
No, it's not everybody's film.
You know, I found that a very quaint film, and I really quite like. I gave that the benefit of the doubt, like Explorers and a number of other films that came out around about that time. Like a Flight of the Navigator came out around about that time, and Last Starfighter came out. So Batteries Not Included was very quaint for me. It was like Cocoon in a slum area.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah.
That was just me though. Carry on.
Yeah. Right. So
and I heard you about Tony York. I've been nice.
Yeah.
I have not given a rant out. I've been nice.
And then Si says, "Hi, David," and then Tony says, "I wonder if the stream will be broadcast from the grounds this evening due to the very clement weather." Oh.
Do you know what? I could have got my phone out and done it in the back garden.
Yeah. I wouldn't, but there we are.
Yours probably looks like a jungle. I don't know.
Yeah, it does, and me in it will probably be a jungle.
You could be David Bellamy.
Yeah.
Welcome to my pad.
Yeah.
Grobble me grape nuts. The soil.
Oh dear. Oh.
That's how he was, wasn't he? Because Lenny Henry used to go, "Gwobble me grape nuts" on Tiswas, didn't he?
Captain Birdseye. Oh, dear.
You could put your cap on and say, you could turn around and say, "Because no one knows what goes in my rissoles." Yeah. Is there fish in it, or?
Oh dear. Right. And then we've got so David, is that the film where he feeds people to the sharks? Yeah, I thought there was an element of the sharks in it. Yeah. Tony, hi David, is that the newest shark film? It must be. Rocky Bunny said it's actually been considerably cooler here in Kent today, Tony. Very nice and sunny, but lower 20s. Amazing how a cooler breeze makes a nice difference. I agree totally. That's what you want.
My sister's just been explaining when she was walking on Monday and Tuesday, it was almost like she was breathing in flames.
Yeah.
Because all the air that you're breathing in is hot, and every air breath take that you send out is hot, and you're basically just feeling sapped. I don't know how runners do it. I remember when I used to run when I lost all my weight and I was running, I used to run sort of like 6 o'clock because it was cooler, right? It was horrible because all of the little flies and gnats were out, and I was swallowing them up. But my sister has to walk at sort of like 8 in the morning and go home about 4 or 5 in the evening. And she just said there was no breeze on Monday or Tuesday. And it was really difficult for her. And I said, don't, whatever you do, put a bloody bin liner over you, because you'd be bloody sweating like mad. You lose about 15 pounds just in water, I should think, if you did that. Because she has to walk 2.5 miles.
Yeah,
2.5 miles.
Quite a bit in this.
You know, she sometimes she mostly does it by bus or taxi, but when it's nice, she says, "Oh, I'll always walk when it's nice."
Yeah,
and then walking in this must be. I mean, no wonder people are walking slowly. Whew. Quick walking, Jesus, forget it.
Yeah, exactly.
Carry on.
Si says, same here, a lot cooler in North Tyneside. There you are. It's cool in North Tyneside. Tony says, supposed to be wet on and off and around 16C next week. Oh, sounds comfortable.
I've been listening to the weather forecast. I don't believe a bloody word of it. Yesterday, they were saying thunderstorms over the Midlands. Where?
Yeah.
Where the bloody hell are they then? Because I ain't had one.
No, we had a very small one.
We ain't had one.
A very small one.
Not in the Midlands where I'm at. Oh,
Yeah.
they probably avoided every bloody place other than this one, the rainstorms.
Yeah, it's probably avoiding your area. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't do that. We've got to avoid these southern softies.
I will say that. I mean, I'm an adopted northerner because I lived up there for 7 years. So.
Right.
See, can't turn around and say southern softy when I actually tried.
Hey lad, you want some bracing weather?
You know, and I've been to Whitley Bay a number of times.
And we've got Tony saying, I thought you two were busy sipping cocktails around the pool. Oh God.
Around the pool?
Yeah,
one of them blow-up ones.
Yeah, strawberry and pims, Si says. Lovely. Never heard.
You know what? I don't like strawberries.
Well, we all have our problems.
Well, we do. I don't like. Honestly, I like bananas. I like apples. I like seedless grapes. Don't like strawberries.
Lovely strawberries.
Oh no.
What about raspberries?
No.
No, there you are. I knew that. You don't like berries?
No.
No. So there we are. Never heard of Jupiter ascending. Well, I think Dale gave you quite an interesting insight already into it. He didn't seem to like it. I'd rather watch the Snow White live action remake. Blooming heck.
Si is in agreement with me.
Yeah,
it was not an easy watch. It was pretty.
Well, I don't think I'll be wasting my time watching it. From what you said, I won't be watching it.
Do you know what? Just to be a horrible sod, right? I might get a film that you really really want. Download Jupiter Ascending and change the file name. Send it to you.
And then I'll sit watching it. I'll probably say, oh, that was a lovely film. Not. Tony, yes, it is a horror film. That must be the shark film. Dangerous Animals. Rocket Bunny. I've had it on my Amazon watch list for ages, but I haven't got around to watching it. Well, you will get round to it eventually. And then Tony says, never seen it, David. Get some good reviews from people on YouTube. Yeah, that's why I heard it mentioned. Rocket Bunny. Well, wow, Del. So you're buying duplicates on 4K. I got the box set of the original Superman films and was pleased enough with the quality of them.
Yeah.
Although I didn't really like the Donner cut. I'll watch the kebab one. Sorry. I'll watch the original theatrical cut next time around.
Yeah. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with people commenting on duplicates and all that sort of stuff. But all you have to remember is you don't know the timeline of when you buy them. And I bought that when it first came out. And because Superman is obviously a film I'd target whether it was on Steelbook or not.
Yeah.
And of course, after that, they bring out a tin set of all of them. And of course, I'm going to buy them. I know. I mean, I get the second one, the third one, the fourth one. And it was just very interesting to note that it's good that you don't get rid of the original one because actually there is a bit rate change. It's the same. It's not exactly the same cut. It's actually slightly different. And that's when you have to go, is it worth getting rid of your DVDs when you've upgraded to your Blu-ray or 4K? Because say the TV series is Frasier, right? They're in Eco. You can buy the whole 11 seasons of Frasier now really, really cheap, right? And I bought them on DVD one season at a time. The ones they're actually putting on Blu-ray are the ones that they've put for broadcasting on TV. And the TV ones are censored.
Yeah.
So who's got the better ones then? The ones that have bought the DVD ones or the ones that have just gone out and bought the Eco edition that's got 11 and it only cost you 30 quid? Because you've got the Channel 4 crap. Stuff that they put on early on in the morning where they've taken out all of the bits. That, you know.
Yeah.
So there you are. You have to look at things so many different ways these days. It's difficult. But I didn't take what he said as nasty. I just took it as a sort of discussion point.
Yeah,
you know. I will say I go over the top because I've got something like 12, 13 different editions of Star Trek, and I must have 10 or 12 of The Thing, Every time the Thing comes out, I'm bloody buying it. It's just because it's got a different cover. And I stupid? Yes, I am.
Yeah.
But it's just a passion. It's one of my favorite films.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
I'd like to say to people, don't worry, DVDs are not going away, and they're good to have. There's nothing wrong. A lot of TV series are on DVD only. They're not going to get a Blu-ray because it costs too much money to release them on Blu-ray.
Somebody did a documentary and on YouTube. The reason why you can't see it ain't half hot, Mum.
Oh yeah, I know that. I've seen that one. Yeah,
it's amazing, really, because to be quite honest, that's going to be the only way that you can watch it. You ain't going to see that. In fact, the people who created that show, David Croft, is it? Whatever it is. They can't even talk about it because the BBC put a sort of like an unwritten rule saying, "Oh, don't talk about that show."
Yeah.
No. And yet he says it's the crowning jewel of what he created.
Yeah.
And 17 million were watching it when it came out. It's amazing. It's like you're being censored when you shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Why should you be embarrassed by something that got 17 million viewers back in the day?
Yeah.
I just feel sad about it all, really.
It's the whole problem of that era. I mean, even Hello, I suspect someone can say that even though it's quite clear it's daft and it's meant to be over top, people still might get offended by it, saying, "Oh, you can't portray Nazis like that." Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
Why should an actor be embarrassed about his whole work? He did that for 8 years and then said he can't really, you those 8 years you got to forget about. How could you do that to someone?
Yeah. I know.
I suppose Love Thy Neighbour's another one, isn't it?
Yeah. It's the what show?
And you missed the joke because, like with Love Thy Neighbour, you hated the white bloke.
You did.
He was a bigot. He was a bigot.
Yeah, and that was the point.
And that was the point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, the language is fruity and all of that sort of stuff. But, I mean, take it like this. I don't see many rappers being rapped across the knuckles for using the N-word.
Using certain words,
they can say it.
Yeah.
What's all that about?
It's how it is. It's what can I say? And then that's the Donna cut of the second film. Yeah, the Donna cut. Tony says, "Not sure if I've ever seen Doctor Who the movie all the way through. Remember bits of it, probably when first broadcast."
And it's interesting, Doctor Who the movie, because it's censored over here.
Which bit is censored?
The gangster bit.
Oh,
where the doctor shot.
Yeah, with Sylvester McCoy.
Yeah, because there was a thing that happened about a month before it was broadcast, where somebody was shot based on gangs.
Yeah.
So they censored it.
Yeah. It
goes on a lot longer and apparently all of that is in this steelbook. You've got two versions. You've got the American one, and you've got the British one. I think that's true. I haven't looked.
No,
I am going to be watching it.
From what people have been saying, yeah.
And it's got 3 different aspect ratios, so I take it that's true.
Yeah.
Why put all these different aspect ratios on the back? Yeah.
All right. And then we've got areas, Jamie, Muckman Movies. Good evening, Tom and Jerry. Well, thank you so much.
Thomas! Remember, you can't even watch those because there's a black lady in it.
Yeah. I've got the DVDs of them.
Yeah, I've got
their own cut, not been cut. But yeah.
That's these, isn't it?
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
They haven't been cut. They're the original ones.
That's right.
Yeah, but haven't they been had a Blu-ray release? And surprisingly, they haven't
Ooh,
cut the Blu-rays. I'm sure that's true.
probably for that same reason.
Yeah, they've kept them in. They've kept them in, which is good. All it is, it's the black lady's
Just her
legs that we see.
legs and a voice.
That's all we see. Yeah. There we are.
She was funny.
She was. That's the idea. Tony says, "Evening, Jamie." Yep. And then evening, Tony, Bunny, Cy, and then Cy says, "Hi, Jamie." And then Jamie says, "Nice to see you in a t-shirt, Ian. Great that the weather has warmed up." Yeah, it is. It's nice to be in a t-shirt for a change. I'm not saying it's parky anymore. it's finally here. It'll be only for a few months anyhow, probably. Once September comes, it might turn again. And then Rocket Bunny says, "I thoroughly enjoyed the Doctor Who 4K movie last night. Pleased with the picture and sound quality. Although I still think that Robert's performance as the Master lets it down a bit." I think a few people might agree on that one. I kind of, I get you. I think it does. Yeah. And then Tony says, "Hope it doesn't get any warmer." No, we don't want it. Don't want any topless appearances. Believe you me, I'll be sweating. I'm not doing topless on this.
Look, hang on a minute. I've got my shirt on, look, with buttons. I was going to take it all off later on.
God, no.
And I was going to say, and I was going to put uncensored across my chest.
Yeah. There we are. We're not going into that uncensored edition. Yeah. Oh dear. We want to save you from any problems.
God! Look who's turned up. Look, bloody hell!
And then there we are, sign laughing.
Look at this. Bloody stupid sod. What do you want? Hey, you want something to eat again, don't you?
It's come to see what you're up to.
Right, hang on. Don't know if you can see him in full bloody regard.
Is the cat hungry?
Here he is. Look,
hungry.
Tommy, and his name's Tommy.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Look, come on, you daft sod. Right, come on.
Right.
Come on. I've got to get rid of him.
Yeah. Jamie says, David, yes, I've seen Dangerous Animals. It's a really good serial killer film with a bit of a twist.
Come on.
But I've even seen Jay Courtney too. He really revels in the role. Oh, that's good. That's a good recommendation. And then Cy says, "You never know. He may only be in a t-shirt and be completely nud from the waist down." Oh God, that's an horrible sight. Don't even go there. Don't even go there. Don't worry, it's not going to happen. I'd rather be sweating blobs. I'm going to pray the takeaway man doesn't turn up then. No. I don't think. Hopefully, there's no takeaways. I've not seen Son. Hopefully, that's not going to happen anyhow. For the love of God, I hope Ian's son has already at least tea. I think he has. I hope so. Oh dear. And then Tony, I'm definitely with you on that side. Don't worry. Yeah. It sometimes took hours to die if you were hung without the quick drop. Yeah, I know. Crikey, what a awful way death. Yeah, struggling there. Yeah. That's why you want it quick. Yeah, not struggling. I know there was a big thing with, I've heard of where the hangman get the length wrong, and people have been hanging but have not been properly killed when they're being hung. That's why they have to all do the right length and everything and get everything right, because otherwise it can be a right mess. Yeah. And then James says, I went to see Obsession at the weekend. Pretty good horror with an allegory on controlling relationships. Yeah, it's a film I've heard a lot about, Obsession. I've never seen it. Sounds good. Very good film from what I've heard. And then we've got David saying, Del, if you could bring back any deceased actor to star in one more film, mine would be Robert Shaw. Well, we'll see what I've got a feeling I may know who he would bring back, but we'll see when he comes back. Let's see how he answers that question. I'll come back to that question. Right, don't worry, we'll see what he says. I've looked under here. Want me to answer verbally or now due to how long it takes to get to comments laugh out loud? Well, we'll come back to that. Because Jamie, I'm going on Wednesday to see it. I'm having an Obsession He-Man double bill. Oh, wow. You see, here he is. We can now ask this question. Right, here we are, Del. There's a question for you.
Yeah, I know the question because I saw it.
Del, if you could bring back any deceased actor to star in one more film, who? Mine would be Robert Shaw. So
I was hoping that you were going to tell us one for you, but you know full well that the initials of it is JL.
Right.
Jack Lemmon. Lemmon.
I do. Yeah.
Jack Lemmon, isn't it?
You want to say a bit more about it?
Oh, Jack Lemmon is one of my favorite actors. Some Like It Hot was just such an influential film on me when I saw it. In fact, it was on this weekend, by the way. It was on the Bank Holiday Monday. And every time it's on, I watch it. It's amazing. It's probably where my love of Tony Curtis came from as well, and me watching things like the Vikings and all of that sort of stuff. You know, Tony Curtis was big influence. But you put Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau together, I just think they're comedy gold. I know they're not for everybody, but I suppose you know it's like anything. You put them in a Wilder production, and I just think that they're amazing. It's all to do with writing and how a person acts. And I know subtle things that Jack Lemmon does that others don't. Even when you see in the back of his head, he's doing something. You know, you can see his lips moving. Saw that actually in a shot in Some Like It Hot. He's waiting for the elevator to go up, and you can see his unshaven chin, and he's supposed to be a woman, you know, and he's doing the mouth movements in the same way as if he was just talking to the person, and yet you're only seeing the back of his head. It's just little things like that that give you the whole total immersion that he's actually playing a woman, even when off scene. Do you know what I mean? It's that sort of thing. He was in the apartment. He was sitting at a typewriter and he was doing this with his head, you know, watching stuff, you know, go by on his typewriter that was automatic. And it's that sort of thing, you know, he was looking up and down doing all of this. He could have just sat there going, you know what I mean? But he carries on the portrayal as if it was, oh, the bloody cat again. Shit in hell. So that's the answer to that. I'll get rid of the cat as fast as I can. Come on, you. Come on.
No, it's not. It's confusing.
You're not fooling this. Come on, you puss. Come on.
It's not. It's not.
Come on. Don't sit down.
I think you'll have to wait.
Come on. Come on. And there's your little son. Come on.
Right. Delboy answered his question. Right. And then Sai says, Jamie, I'm going on Wednesday to see it. Yeah, the things. I'm having an Obsession He-Man double bill. All right. And then Tony says, glad you enjoyed the daughter's film, Ian. It's a favourite giallo police thriller of mine. Very powerful score too. The Super Bitch film you mentioned by the same director is filmed in England, is it? Oh, right. Oh, yeah, that's got Stephanie Beacham in that one. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. I like the way that they did film some things in England.
She was in that, wasn't she? In that that horror film Insomnoid or whatever it was.
That's right. Yeah, she was.
Insomnoid.
Yeah, that's on Indicator. I think you can get that one. Yeah,
that's a 70s film. I don't know quite how far back her movie career goes. I remember Stephanie Beacham more from her TV stuff, but she was obviously in a lot of 60s. British low cut British, horror stuff film.
Yeah. And then now we've got Muckman saying, now that's eclectic double bill site. I'm not fussed at all about He-Man. No, actually, I'm not of that era, so He-Man doesn't mean a lot to me, but I know it does to a lot of people, the cartoons and all that stuff.
I mean, it is eclectic. I mean, I'm not really that fussed about He-Man either. But I've heard that people are excited after watching the trailer. I haven't watched the trailer other than the one that I painfully had to see because it was all over YouTube. The sort of sneak preview one, the teaser one, not the full trailer. And I thought, it looks like money's been thrown at it, but if it hasn't got the He-Man theme from the cartoon, I ain't interested. I don't mean the modern one. I mean the one from
doesn't mean anything to me. Yeah.
I mean the 80s one when I was sort of like growing up. It was all He-Man was all based on a toy series anyway.
Is there some enemy or something, Skeletor or something?
Skeletor,
is that the enemy of it?
Yeah, Skeletor.
Yeah, toys again. I mean,
he's supposed to be the most powerful man in the universe.
Oh,
right. And yet he's got underpants on with a couple of leather straps over him and a sword. Right?
But he's the most powerful man.
Obi-Wan would destroy him in one 15-second sort of like battle.
Or Jabba the Hutt will eat him for dinner.
That sort of thing, right? So you just have to understand, his universe, that they've created for it. But it's an interesting thing because you could actually go and find this out for yourself. But in the 80s, it was all about toy lines. And this whole cartoon was invented based on a toy set that they'd already created. And so Filmation that made it had to base stories around it. And it had the old style, there's a reason for this story type thing, kids. Don't cross the road type thing, at the end. So today we've learned that jealousy is not very good and you shouldn't be jealous about anything and get on with your neighbors and blah, blah, blah. It always had that at the end, right? It's because it was aimed at that line. But, He-Man had vehicles, weapons, all these different characters and all of that sort of stuff because it was a toy line.
Yeah, which is fine enough. Yeah,
there you go. So,
and I bet they're very collectible now. I bet they're quite expensive.
Oh yeah,
The original toys will be very collectible.
Yeah,
But
it's just I don't know how many people have watched the modern cartoon. I know I didn't watch it, but to me, back in the day when the first cartoons came out, that they were all done with love. There was a lot of effort that went into them. This had an orchestral music score.
For a cartoon.
Fantastic orchestral music score, like Battle of the Planets and all of those type of things, right? That you remember the scores to. They changed. When the new modern cartoon came out, I heard that they'd redone the whole thing, right? And all I was interested in is what the theme tune was, and they changed it, and I went, I don't like that, awful. So I'm probably not going to like the show. So I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
Even if I had a basic interest in it.
Yeah.
You know, so I gave up with it after the Cannon film. You know, with Dolph Lundgren doing He-Man and Courtney Cox being in it, and the bloke from Voyager.
Oh, he's in that, is he?
Yeah, he's the
Tom Paris.
That's it, Tom Paris. Him.
Yeah,
he was in it, and I watched it and went, "All right."
Yeah, some are
This
okay.
is where Cannon went under virtually about a year later.
Yeah,
And that was that.
Yeah, I actually I could just have a rant, but I can understand why. Is that you get all these people now with the Star Wars film? You've got two camps. You've got one that are absolutely saying, "Oh God, this is the worst thing I'm doing. You know, it's terrible. I'm not blah blah blah." And then you've got the others saying, "Oh, it's fantastic and what have you. It's great." It must be somewhere in between. I think it sounds like it's a continuation. That's what they've all said of a popular series, which The Mandalorian was. So why people? It's what you'd expect. You're just getting more of the same. But there's no wrong with that. I don't understand why people are going mad about it.
I mentioned it in my blog, didn't I? There's someone that's turned around and said Star Wars is dead officially with this film. I'm thinking to myself, well, it's not aimed at you.
Yeah, and it's how it is.
I haven't seen it. I can't. I
haven't seen it. I'll watch it.
I'd watch it.
I think people are getting a bit silly. I think there's an overreaction, but there is going to be with all these kind of things. People going mad one way or other. It's what I think it's what you expect, really. And I think what it is, and I think you might have touched on it before, is it's not an event anymore. I think originally Star Wars, when films came out, it was an event. It was something everybody had been working up, looking forward to. Because of the TV series and all that's come, it doesn't feel the same. Though I say that, and people have been trying to, and I'm good luck to them. I've been trying to make it sort of exciting, saying, "Yeah, it's a Star Wars film at the big cinema. Fine, we should go and support it." So I've got sympathy for people like that. If you're a big Star Wars fan, then it's exciting. I think it still could be exciting for them. There's people being far too negative. But I do understand when people say, well, they're running out of ideas for a film and they're just continuing to the TV series. Or the other one, cash grab. I don't know whether it's a cash grab.
I look at that and say, well, then you'll never see another Andor.
Yeah. I mean, most people say Andor is recognized as a quality series, isn't it? Yeah. It's recognized as a quality series.
Yeah. For every 15 pieces of crap, you might get one that's good. And what you have to understand about it all is, are you happy for those other 14, to be shit? Because you got one good one out of it. I mean, we all want it to be all good all the time. And what you have to understand is that it's just not aimed at you or.
Yeah,
I mean, most of the time, I'm not bothered as long as it doesn't offend me.
Yeah, I don't think it would do that. I don't. No,
I haven't even watched all the way through that Starfleet Academy, and I like Star Trek.
I couldn't watch it. I wouldn't.
Now, I don't know if it would offend me or not, and that's why I don't say anything about it. I just go, oh well, it's been discontinued. I didn't like the idea anyway.
No,
right? That's pretty much what I said.
I think
I didn't like the idea.
Yeah.
Now, if I don't like the idea, then I've chosen not to watch it. If I haven't watched it, it can't offend me. If it hasn't offended me, then I'm still in the Star Trek universe.
I don't think I get offended. It's more that I just don't want to be bothered with it.
Yeah.
I just didn't. It just doesn't. It's because I've seen clips. I've seen little bits of it, and I'm thinking, it's not for me.
Yeah.
It's just not for me. So that's it. It doesn't offend me. I'm not going to get all angry about it and what have you. just
Now, the
not.
next question that's probably going to come out of your mouth is, with that sort of comment, are you going to buy it if it comes out?
Yeah, I know you will. You will, because you're a completist. Me, I probably won't. I mean, I've not bought any Shooty Gatwa ones. I just couldn't.
Shall I tell you? Shall I tell you one thing? You might be wrong there, because to be quite honest, it didn't. It doesn't. It's not my idea of what Star Trek is.
So
right?
you've got.
No, I bought Lower Decks, and I haven't still watched that, but I've heard that's not
That's
too
considered
bad.
better.
That's not too bad, right?
Yeah.
It's a bit like Futurama,
Yeah.
right? So I might like it one day.
I think
I bought Discovery because I was in that time spell where I was buying steel books, and it came out on a steel book, and I'd watched the first season, and the first couple of episodes were not brilliant, but I thought it could get better. I was interested in this creature that they'd captured that was making a warp all over the place and all of that sort of stuff. I wasn't too interested in the Klingon story that it was all about.
Oh,
right?
I didn't like that. That put me off.
But what I'm trying to get at is it could have turned into something. And all it was is I then had to continue buying it because I bought the first one. Right.
Yeah.
And it's a similar story with Discovery. Well, we were talking about
Strange Worlds.
Yeah. I love the first season of Strange Worlds, but I tell you what, I have not liked the second one or the third one.
No,
and yet it's going on for 5. It's going on for 5.
Yeah,
but I bought the first one, and you know, I it's just the second and third one turned me off. There are some good stories in the second season. The third one, I haven't even took out the packaging yet. But the second one had a couple of good stories. But as soon as people start singing and shit.
And puppets. They've done a puppet episode and a singing episode. I think you're wasting a series that only has about 8 to 10 episodes a season. And you're wasting episodes by putting
I think the first season had about 10 episodes, and I can genuinely say 8 of them I liked.
Yeah, well, that's a good ratio,
right?
That's a good ratio.
So this is where you have a huge cliff, and you go, Jesus, how could you go so off target? With this, right?
I know.
So when it comes to, are you going to buy Starfleet Academy? I actually like this. I probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
Because I haven't even been interested in turning Paramount Plus on and watching the damn thing.
No.
And I've got Paramount Plus.
Have you? Blooming heck, yeah.
Well, it's free with Sky.
Yeah. Well, the fact is, we know they panicked. Paramount knew it was making them. They cancelled it quickly. They've cancelled it quickly because they know that the reaction has been so against it.
But the one thing that comes out of it is, I've heard a lot of this, they are radically changing their next move with Star Trek.
Yes.
Radically changing.
Yeah.
So it looks very much like there's a positive coming out of a negative.
And there is going to be another film. There's going to be a film. They are doing a film.
And if that positive is good, great. Yeah. So I'm so glad they brought out a piece of crap, because something good came out of it. Yeah. It's when it continues to go down a line.
Yeah. It is positive when that happens, because it's sunk to such a low. I think the lowest it sunk was that section 31.
It's at such a low that that well-established stuff that's in Vegas, you know, like shows and sort of like what fans can go and be on and show the bridge of the the Enterprise and walk around it and all of those sort of things are closing down because there's nobody in there that are going to those things anymore because the product that's on telly is shit.
That's right. Yeah.
So you're killing off all the millennials, the people that are watching it because they don't like it either.
Yeah.
Right? You're killing off, and you're losing people's jobs. Remember this. Yeah. People are losing their jobs over this.
What has to be done? Yeah.
And then
like it parallels.
the worst thing about it all to me is the actors going on and then basically saying that we're all racists or something.
No, it's what's his name said that Picardo. He's a bit stupid. I think it's because he was in. He's the only one that's in the Starfleet Academy, and he's having to defend it. That's his.
Oh no! Apparently, the past people that were in the old shows, including William Shatner, sat down with the actors. And they gave it. William Shatner gave them a bollocking.
Oh, yeah.
And then they defended themselves, and then towards the end of this hour-long meeting, the main actress that's in this Starfleet Academy walked out the room and says, "You're all racists."
Oh,
and then William Shatner then went to Paramount and said, "Well, sorry, we're not going to be talked to like this."
Yeah,
we had a meeting. We were just saying to you what we didn't like about it,
yeah,
and that we're not going to be spoken to like that. And apparently, this person would not apologize. And
wow,
that's really it's an interesting YouTube thing. Whether it happened or not, I don't know.
No,
I've no idea.
Nowadays, what these
but apparently Scott Bakula was in this. It was all a team talk. It was one of these team talk things where they weren't in the same room together. Apparently, they went into this meeting thinking they were going to be meeting their heroes from the previous shows, and weren't expecting to get a very like drumming. They weren't expecting it. So then they tried to, basically defend themselves, I suppose, a little bit. So I get that. Yeah. But if somebody is turning around and saying, "You know what, you're destroying a franchise, something that I helped build up," and then if all the other old actors that were there were all saying the same thing, look at what social media is saying about you. This is what you're killing off. Even social media are telling it's not just us. And then they defend that. You can't defend that.
Yeah.
You got too much evidence that says, no, there's all these people. Anyway, an interesting thing.
I'd just like to say the same with Doctor Who. It's a very sad situation.
Yeah.
At one time, people would have been falling over themselves to become the new Doctor. Now, actors are not going to be committed to it. They're having a job. Apparently, they're having a hell of a job finding an actor who wants to be Doctor Who. That's how low it's sunk.
Well, really, do I want to destroy my career by being the next person that I'm going to be written badly for?
Yeah.
Because you can't trust the writers anymore.
You can't. And especially is that Russell T. Davies is still hanging around.
Well, he is for this one. We don't know any further, do we?
But we do know. Well, what I think that there was supposedly going to be a Christmas special this year.
Yeah, that's him.
It looks like it's going to go. There's not going to be one in 2026 Christmas special. There will be one, I think. The BBC definitely want to get one.
Yeah, but I believe that's what's happening, isn't it? 2026 has got a Christmas Doctor Who.
They definitely say they want that.
Russell T. Davies is doing it, but that makes sense because he's got to explain the story and finish that off. But then I've heard that's it then. And the only thing about it that I'm upset about really is it's still under Bad Wolf Productions, which means he's in the background.
Bad with him there still,
but if he's not writer, if he's not exec anymore, and if and all of that sort of stuff, then maybe stuff. But it's whether you want to. It's what you want to believe on it all.
Yeah, this is the problem. You can't trust there's so many rumors on the internet about things you don't know. You want actual concrete announcements, and BBC has not made any concrete announcements. That's what we need.
And the other thing that might be slowing this all down is in 2 years' time, what is the BBC going to look like?
Yeah, we've talked about that before, haven't we? About the whole look of the BBC.
The whole thing goes up into Parliament about how they actually broadcast. And to be honest, they could lose their license.
Well, the TV license will go one day or in some form or other.
Yeah, but the BBC will lose their broadcasting rights.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that could happen because they haven't got a structure on how they're going to broadcast, how they're funding.
Yeah.
If they lose their funding, in other words, through the TV license, then how, with no advertisement, how do they broadcast? And they would therefore lose their broadcasting license.
Yeah.
And if that happens, how are they going to fund any new dramas and stuff? And that means it doesn't matter how much BBC is saying it's going to be with us and it's never going to go away. BBC is a big part of all this sort of stuff. You can only do that if you're under the old regime that you're in at the moment.
Yeah.
Anything past that, you can't put any. It's like that old thing that I said: don't trust warranties. Right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter that you have a new roof put on; it's got a 25-year warranty, and that the company's probably bust before then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then that warranty is worth bugger all.
Yeah. The whole structure is going to have to change. They're going to have to work something out pretty quick. Anyhow, we could talk about that for a long time, but we better move on. Jamie says, stop looking at the comments, Delboy, and give Ian your undivided attention. I'm having a good laugh there. Delboy there is.
Because I put LOL just to show that I was still looking.
Tony says, the AD-72 and Sasanic rights are perhaps not as good as the Gothic set Dracula, is what I said, but I enjoy the contemporary settings. It makes a change. I agree, it does make a change and it is enjoyable, but you still don't feel the same as you do with the Gothic setting. It's just, that's how I feel, but they're still enjoyable.
Anyway, I have just got to. It is now 10 to 10, so I have now got to quickly just check on my mum. It'll be probably the last time, and then I'll be back.
Yeah. Says Ian is going to release a compilation of his favorite Hammer films. It's going to be the Cuddly compilation of Hammer horror. Oh, right. Yes. I could, in the future, I could look at doing something on my channel about Hammer. I don't know. But if you say do top 10 Hammer, that might be difficult, but interesting to have a go at it. I don't know. Because with Hammer, you could say top 10 Hammer horror Gothic. But then you could also look at the wider Hammer films as well. And there's all sorts to go into. Jamie says, I was going to watch a film tonight thinking it was Tuesday. This bank holiday has totally thrown me. It's not Tuesday. It's Wednesday. Yes, you should know it's our, we're always here every Wednesday. Though it depends what happens in summer with football. Like World Cup. If England are playing, we might have to move it for another day. That's about the only time. But we'll still be here. We're always here every week. We'll be here every week. We don't go away. I watched the new Bob Odenkirk film, Normal. Okay watch, but probably a one-time watch. All right. I've not heard of that one. One-time watch as well, yeah. Tony says, Hammer have announced the original 50s Dracula is being released on 4K in October. Yeah, it's been anticipated. Yeah, I did see that. Doesn't surprise me. It'll be a big seller, I think. It'll do well, I think, like the others. Whether I'll get it, I don't know. I could get it maybe then. I might do. I don't know. It's just that you get them all and they're expensive. All the I suppose you could just get a more basic edition, or is it going to be tempting to get all the others? But I don't have that many of these special editions. I don't know, but I think it'll be a big seller. I think a lot of people have been wanting this. It'd be interesting. Sai says it's actually Christopher Lee's birthday today, May the 27th. Really? Well, happy birthday, Christopher. Even though you're not here anymore, but happy birthday. Might rise up, Oh, crikey. He would have been 104 today, Sai says. 104. Yeah, he did. lived quite an old age, didn't he? 104 though. It is quite a few years, isn't it? Oh, his time's passed on. I remember the Lord of the Rings stuff he was in, wasn't it? Later on. I know he carried on quite a while, didn't he? He carried on working and working. I don't know the exact year he stopped. Well, when he died, I don't know. Tony says, don't remember any Christopher Lee TV appearances. I've seen Peter Cushing episodes of the Zoo Gang and the New Avengers. Yeah, Peter Cushing, he was in, I think he jumped over into TV. I know the Tales of the Unexpected. I'm sure he's in that. He just would pop up in quite a few appearances. And of course on BBC in early days, he was on TV, wasn't he? Didn't he do TV version of Sherlock Holmes? Yeah, he was everywhere. Zoo, I've got that Zoo Gang, and I haven't actually watched that. It's got John Mills in it. I should give that one a watch, I think, sometime. It's if he's in that would be an encouragement. Well, one episode as a guest appearance. Rocket Boney says, I go listening to Cushing and Price in the radio drama Aliens in the Mind. I must listen to it once or twice a year, really. Great story, wonderfully voiced, acted, free on the Internet Archive site. Oh, that sounds really good. And then Rocket was said, wow, Christopher Lee did quite a lot of TV work, actually. Lots of his guest appearances. Avengers, Charlie's Angels, really? Wow, that is amazing. Out the West was one, and another favourite series of mine of the 90s, Ivanhoe. Oh, I could see him in Ivanhoe. I could see him in that one. Charlie's Angels, wow. Oh, who would have thought that? It was appearing in all sorts, wasn't it? Amazing. Absolutely. I have How the West was one on DVD, the 70s TV series. Don't remember Christopher Lee in it, nor in the Avengers, but a long time since I've seen them. How the West was one, yeah. Tony said, I prefer raspberries and blackberries to strawberries. Oh, yeah. I like them all. I'm not a blackberry fan, but I love raspberry jam. Oh yeah, I like jam. I like strawberry jam, raspberry jam. Lovely. I'm not supposed to have it too much, but you do forget these things. It's all that sugar, supposedly. Rocket Money, I like most fruits, including berries, but don't think there's any I don't like. Nuts are the only thing I can't eat. It's funny with nuts. I'm not a massive fan of nuts. Peanuts, I think, and roasted peanuts. I don't mind, but generally, I wouldn't say I'm a big fan of those. I never liked those. I remember when I was a kid, my mum used to go to the greengrocers. And you get these, are they called monkey nuts or something, where you crack them open? They're in this little thing. I never really liked them. She used to buy them sometimes, and she liked them, but I was never that keen. I think they were called monkey nuts. I may be wrong on that, but that's going back a bit. I know when we used to go to greengrocers, you don't get greengrocers so much anymore, but yeah, greengrocers were always big on our list of my mum's shopping. Taking me as a child to greengrocers, and then only type of nut, Ali, almonds. Yeah, I don't mind almonds on those Mr. Kipling things, but very sweet. I don't mind them on that, and there is some almond things that Mr. Kipling does. Yeah, very sweet, but I know I shouldn't eat them, but I do like those. And then I don't like nuts. I hate the taste of texture. Believe it or not, I've never had peanut butter. Oh, I love peanut butter. I forgot about peanut butter. Yeah, I can understand not everybody getting into peanut butter, but peanut butter, oh, lovely, jubbly, yeah. Reek grand it is. Neither have I, Tony says. Oh, I like it. Yeah, I could eat it out of a jar, actually, without that. Would just suck the chocolate off Nutty Chocolates in a selection box. Yeah. You know, the one thing I didn't like in terms of sweets and chocolate is I never ever liked the coffee ones, the coffee flavored chocolates. Oh, I really didn't like them. You know, like in Quality Street, you'd have a coffee one. Oh God, I never wanted that. Or in some box of chocolates, you know, like Milk Tray and what have you. There'd always be a coffee one. I really didn't like the coffee one. No. And yeah, some of the nut ones weren't that good either, were they really? No, not sure about them. And then we're going to say, I think I would watch the same video as Del today about It Ain't Our Fault, Mum. It's disgraceful and we're going to erase shows made in the past due to modern regressive views. I'm afraid it's true. It is very sad. It's the time, the way it is. Oh, you've got more here, sorry. We are supposed to be living in a more tolerant, integrated society, and yet we are more intolerant now than ever before. Thankfully, people are starting to get fed up with it. Totally agree. People trying to be sort of inclusive and everything and everybody, and people being upset when other people get upset because some words have been said. We've become the kind of a silly things. I always say, you know, why do people get upset sometimes by words? You know, what people, I find it ridiculous. You know, I suppose people would argue there are certain boundaries that you cross, but words are just that often just words. And for people to get so upset about just particular words is ridiculous, especially when you often look in the context of the way the words are said, you know, like in a comedy sense as well. You know, I mean, who wants to be called a bastard every week? But there we are. Why would I get offended by that? But some people probably would. Some people, oh, you can't say that. You can't go around calling people that. It's going to offend people. We're getting. Where do you go on all this? You know, it's got ridiculous. And that is so true. The tolerance is no longer tolerance. It's become intolerance because different groups, different interests, people hurt, their feelings are being hurt, for goodness sake. Just words. You don't move on. You don't need to get all upset about words, for goodness sake. You know, well, it's like people have perhaps lost a sense of humor. Maybe that's why there's no good comedy nowadays. It's an interesting point. There's no comedy much nowadays because people have lost their sense of humor. And here it is, you know, about the use of words. People then use certain words now. I don't know. It's a subject, but and as you say, Si says here, if you erase history, you'll repeat the crimes of the past. That's just my opinion. That's a good point. You know, you can't erase history. It's the moments in time, the way things were. We can't, you know, just change history because we don't like it. Of course, we don't like it, but it doesn't mean that you change it. That you might not like it. You understand it. You know, you have to just learn to understand it. And say, yeah, in those times things were a certain way. You know, and I've mentioned it before, and I won't go on again too much. But as I say, it annoys me about slavery. You know, we're put in a certain category about slavery. It's ridiculous. People don't understand at all. Anyway, I don't want to get. Do you want to add anything? Or are you happy? with that.
What words?
Yeah, the way things are.
They don't come easy to me.
Yeah.
It's the only way for me to say I love you. Words just don't come easy.
Yes, it's a song. I'm just waiting for some clever song. Oh dear me!
Hang on a minute. I'll literally be 2 minutes. I've said it all.
Yeah.
I told you that Ronnie Barker used
Yeah.
words. He said, "Don't be afraid of anything that you've got to say. Words can't hurt you."
Yeah.
Etc. Etc.
Yeah.
And to an extent, I do. But I was bullied, and words did hurt.
Yeah.
But from a person that was bullied an awful lot, erasing what I watched is the wrong thing to do.
Yeah.
Size said it exactly. I've told you about my little story about a game where they took out slavery as a commodity in sailing in a 17th century boat. It happened.
Yeah.
As long as we've learned, about it, and we don't do it anymore, then you don't erase history. And that's exactly it. That's exactly the point. So I did that all in 2 minutes. It's very quick. I've said it in previous blogs, and I've said it in previous entries of this particular live stream. So I don't need to add any more. You've said it all already. I'm sure, Ian's what I missed. And apologies, but I did have to go and check on my mum, and I still do, because she says I'm still watching this. And I had to take a cup out of her hand because it was tea and it will spill all over her. So I had to take that out of her hands. And I've just rested her for a moment, and I've got to go back in. I said, look, I'll be back in half an hour. It's got to go off then. You can't be bloody watching. You'll be awake all night.
Yeah.
So I can't have that. So it's a bit tricky today because of the heat. So I'm being very ultra cautious at the moment.
You've got to be.
So apologies about me having to. Well, and that stupid damn cat. Jesus.
That damn cat.
That damn cat. which was a Disney film, I think.
That's right. That's it. Yeah. Right. And there you've got nice pussy, Del.
Oh, don't start doing the Mrs. Slocum.
Mrs. Slocum jokes. Yeah, Mrs. Slocum.
I stuck my pussy in front of the fireplace for an hour and it still didn't dry out. I mean, you can't do all of that anymore, can you?
Tony says, exactly so. We're supposed to learn from mistakes made in the past. Yeah, we are supposed to, but we don't. Here we are. I'm getting ready for a Jamie rant coming. Bloody politicians these days. They rewrite history just to pull the wool over eyes of uneducated. Hey. There you are. I got that impression in there.
Yeah, look at that. What's going on at the moment with the Scottish Party and that?
The pens, value of pens, and
no. It's that Nicola Sturgeon's husband who siphoned £400,000.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, I heard them talking about value of pens or something, and I was
£1,000 pen she had in her hand.
Yeah.
I go out on the streets and I see poverty everywhere, and she's got £1,000 pen in her hand and a tote bag or something that she puts all her paperwork in that costs the same rent as for the next 4 months.
And then they're screwing everybody for cash and what have you. Oh dear. Yeah, it doesn't give you much confidence at all, does it?
Yeah, please vote for me. Yeah.
Please vote for me. And I've just been, here's another one. This is, please vote for me. I've just been given a £5 million donation for my security.
Yeah.
F off. Farage. Yes. My pain point is actually with humour. In the end, if you can't laugh at ourselves and others, who can we laugh at? I think, that's so true. And then Tony says, talking of uneducated, I heard a good quote recently about the election of the Great Orange One. It went something like, he got elected due to people with 4 teeth voting for people with 8 yachts.
Yeah.
What can I say about that one?
Honestly, he targeted areas
Yeah.
Where I mean, I understand it. So poverty driven that they got no teeth control or anything like this, so they literally chew coal or something to
Yeah.
eat,
Yeah.
and they're saying we're going to bring all of that back into your area so that we're going to open all the mines back up and all of this sort of stuff. So yeah, of course,
Lovely.
and the Bible Belt and all of this sort of stuff.
You can't beat a good
And
Bible.
what you have to understand is that makes up such a big quarter of America that of course it was going to come in.
Hasn't the Bible caused more trouble in this world than anything? Wouldn't we be better off without
religion and wars, isn't it? They say it all the time, don't they? Religion and war.
I mean, that book is just all it is. The Bible. We know it's not even historically accurate. It's just a series of mythological fairy tale stories.
Yeah,
and yet
the last. I swear, the last page of the Bible was torn out, and it said, "And they all lived happily ever after." The end.
Yeah. And there's people waving it and saying,
and the first page was ripped out that said, "Once upon a time."
Yeah,
there was.
I reckon it has caused more deaths, and the other ones. All these holy books have caused more deaths than anything, and that tells you about the absurdity of religion.
Have you noticed that the Bible is always printed on weird paper?
Yeah, it is kind of, and it has to make a noise when you go like that.
It's like it's so thin it ought to be transparent.
Yeah.
Right? And the only thing I can say about it is I swear that same paper's used on toilet rolls in prisons.
That'll go down well. But you can't say that about Bible, lad. Hey,
all I'm saying is the Bible is always got an outer covering that's like leather, and the inside is on the cheapest bloody paper that you could ever get.
You can put it. I can see you pull. You could put it on a toilet roll and pull it.
I mean, it's not like it's published by Puffin or anything like that on proper paper and all of that sort of stuff. It's all got numbers to the left of everything that seems to be like it's a statement or something that you need to read. It's like it says 102.1, thou must not, this blah blah blah, and then 1,100.3. And I'm just going, is this some sort of like instruction book? Like on how to change a carburetor or something.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you've got to have the right one. Yeah.
And then everybody's talking about Psalms and stuff, and I just go, you've alienated me, because it seems like you got to know how to read this book, and you got to have an index that tells me how I'm supposed to read it.
Yeah.
Because if you read it from the beginning, you got no bloody idea what the story's about.
No. That's why originally they didn't want ordinary people reading the Bible, because they thought that they wouldn't understand it and wouldn't believe a word of it. That they'd realize it was just all stories.
As a child, that's why I thought you had to have Bible classes, because they had to tell you how to read this book.
Indoctrination classes. They were like the Chinese chairman Mao with his red book. They were like that, the one much different.
Think about this for a moment. Kids, right? They go to school Monday to Friday, and then suddenly your mum turns around and says, "You're going to Sunday school."
Oh, God, I hated that.
Sunday's supposed to be a day where I'm not supposed to work, and you're sending me off to school to go and listen to this bloke who's going to tell me what all this all means, right? So I only get one day off. Then is that what you're telling me? Who in their right mind as a kid is going to turn around and say, "Oh yeah, I really, really want to go to school on a day off"? So of course it is a bit mental.
It's a bit dodgy. It's dodgy.
Well, yeah, that as well.
Yeah.
Erding up kids for other reasons.
Yeah, and also it was dodgy because I remember going to one of these Sunday school things, and bloody hell, he was a bloody peed. I'm sure he was. Yeah. Bloody hell.
But I don't remember anybody. I don't remember either anybody in the third year of school saying, "Yeah, I'm going to continue my RE subject religious
Yeah.
education. I'm gonna continue that till the 5th year. You know, when I leave school.
Yeah.
The only people that were going to do that is people that were I don't know. It must be. I would think maybe a person that took history on might.
Yeah.
Because you know, religion is part of wars and all of that sort of stuff.
Oh,
So
I can understand people historical stuff. Though again, it's been proved that the Bible can't even get history right. All the history is wrong. Yeah, so there we are. Right. Oh, you got a Rocket Bunny saying, "Ah, so cute, Del. Why don't you ever share your cat with us before? What's his or her name?"
Because it's not our cat. It's not our cat. It's some other person's cat. It's been coming into our house for 12 years. So it thinks of it as his second home, and his name's Tommy. But for all I know, that ain't his name.
Yeah.
When we went to find out where it lived, they told us that the cat was a twin, and one of the cats is called Buffy, and the other one's called Angel.
Oh, it's interesting.
Right? We don't know which one it is, so we call it Tommy. I mean, we could have called it McCavity. You know, for anybody that's really into cats, they'll understand what I'm talking about with the word McCavity. And anybody who watches Logan's Run,
they'll
Spike.
Understand that.
They'll understand.
If you're into Buffy, you can call it Spike.
Yeah, I could have called it Spike. Yeah. No. But anyway,
right. Sai says, "I know what you mean, Rocket Bunny, but it's the woke elite trying to erase content which is deemed inappropriate in today's world." That word "inappropriate" is always interesting. And Mum says, "Tony's laughing." That's about right, Jamie says. And then, so for example, the German episode of Faulty Tales has been removed from the BBC iPlayer. I'm not sure about that. I know it has been said it was, but then some other people have said have checked and it was still on there. To be honest, I've not checked, so I don't know.
No, I haven't checked.
I don't know. I think it has been said before, but then I don't know.
Yeah, but I've actually heard it's a different episode to the German one. It's actually something that the Colonel said.
Oh.
In another episode.
Yeah, the major. Yeah, the major.
The major.
Yes. I know the one when he's on about cricket, but I won't go into I won't say it, but there is somebody.
But I heard it was something, it was more to do with that than the German one.
Yeah. And yes, it does actually use what you'd consider a racial slur, I think.
By the way, I just have to make a comment, right? I've sworn once in this vlog. I've heard more swearing going on in the comments today than me coming out with something. And I haven't done a rant yet.
Yeah, it is. Jamie said that's a load of bollocks, isn't it, Si? Why can't they just put a disclaimer at the beginning saying views and expressions from an area that was deemed acceptable? More are doing that. More are doing that.
They are, yeah.
Yeah.
If you go to Rewind TV or Talking Pictures, it's there all over the place.
Yeah.
It's in things like The Gaffer, which is a comedy series with Bill Maynard, is it? And you got
The Gaffer, yeah.
You got Agony that they show as well on Rewind TV, which is Maureen Lipman in a 70s comedy.
Yeah.
All of those have got disclaimers all over it.
Yeah. This is interesting. It says maybe all World War II set films should be banned. Where would it never end?
I know, Tony. Tom Hanks on the History Channel has just brought out, starting yesterday, a 22-episode documentary on World War II. And I watched the first 3 episodes. I was thoroughly enjoying. I still prefer Our World at War.
Oh, I do. With that voice.
Yeah. Tom Hanks has got a good voice and everything, but I tell you what, Our World at War is still the ultimate World War II documentary as far as I'm concerned.
Totally. I love it. Yeah. It's brilliant.
I think at the moment with the first 3 episodes, they've got to Dunkirk. I think it's 1940.
Yeah.
I think they got to September so Poland's been invaded. I think they're talking about going further east towards
Yeah.
Russia at the moment. They haven't got to the war in other countries at the moment.
No.
Like India and all of that, where
If it's from an
where
American
England had a
point of view,
presence.
if it's from an American point of view, they'll probably start saying how wonderful Americans were to save the British.
Well, no, they haven't actually put America in a very good light at the moment because they didn't want to enter the war.
No.
Roosevelt, I mean, was it Roosevelt?
Yes, it was Roosevelt. Yeah, Roosevelt.
He was there saying that he was anti entering the war.
Yeah.
And of course, they didn't come in, did they, for many years after that? But I think that the consensus was, I think this was a statistic. 80% didn't want America to enter the war at that time. It was 1940.
But
they were just coming out of their own depression, if I remember right.
But it was obvious though that they would have to come on the Allies side because they were financing our country.
I'll tell you what was interesting. I didn't say something that was interesting, and I must have missed it in the world of war. They were talking about how Germany was going to get into France.
Yeah.
And they went through this huge forest.
Yes.
That apparently was considered no way was anybody going to try and go through this forest, right?
Well,
and apparently they sent the English on a red herring by going through the process where they thought they would come through, which is through Belgium, is it?
Yes.
And they actually went through the forest.
Yeah. Well, they built the is it the Maggio line?
That was what it was called.
Yeah, the whole big thing right down the country, which they
filled with pillboxes and all sorts of
that's
stuff.
Right. They never realized that they just go around it at the top. They didn't learn from First World War.
You think somebody would look at a map and go,
yeah,
I bet you any money they're going to go here. Because it's something that we'd think, nobody would be stupid enough to do that. Of course they'll do it then, won't they?
Of course they will. The idea was to do it quickly and the French would be overrun, which they were at first.
Yeah.
Until they had to retreat.
It's hindsight, though, isn't it, what we're talking about?
But it was, because everybody says, and it's true, I'm afraid it is true, that Hitler should have kept pressed on. He should have been more ruthless at Dunkirk. He should have put a lot more resources into that to stop our army going there, and he should have invaded us. But he made some mistakes.
He was a bit stupid, though, wasn't he, Hitler?
Yeah, I mean, don't. History says you don't go invading Russia. It's quite obvious what Russia.
Well, there's that. But he was saying, I'm invading these countries, right, because I'm going to demolish it all, and I'm going to have this big sort of like place that looks like Rome, right, with a big dome building in it. This is where I'm going to be. And somebody comes along to Hitler and says, don't you think that that's an ideal place for it to be bombed? Right. And he turns around and goes, no, I've been told that I will be impregnable. Nobody will bomb it. And yet he's building rockets.
Yeah.
How do you stop a rocket?
Exactly.
In that building.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just looking at it. You've got some great planes. Don't get me wrong, but you've got no technology that'll blow a bloody rocket out of the sky.
No.
So how are you going to build? So I was just thinking about it and saying, this is a person that's he's a bit stupid, really.
Yeah. Well, and nobody dare tell him. Nobody said, golf. I don't think that's a good idea because
World at War is the one box set that I want to upgrade to Blu-ray.
Yeah. Oh, it's a great.
I've had it on DVD for years and years and years, and I really want to upgrade that because apparently when they did upgrade it with new footage, but they brought it out with a DVD copy and a Blu-ray copy. And if I remember rightly, I've got the DVD of the newer version, not the old one. I've got the newer one, but it's DVD, not Blu-ray.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why I haven't gone to the Blu-ray one, because I've got a good quality DVD picture one.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, the Blu-ray is just going to really up the scale of it. And I can always upscale DVD. Yeah. I really ought to rethink that and probably buy the Blu-ray one. Laurence Olivier, such a great voice.
It's such a classic series. It's always mentioned. It's one of the greatest series that's ever made about it.
Yeah. Anyway, that's enough said about World War II. I will send you that series because you haven't got Sky. They've only shown the first 3 episodes. It's 22 episodes long.
Wow. And then Rocket Boy says, with regard to Faulty Towers, all the Germans I've known, including one of my best friends, has said that it's their favorite episode. I've heard that the Germans absolutely loved it. In all honesty, though, I'm more worried about what the far right are pushing compared to the woke movement. And then, so I say, exactly, Jamie, that would end all of the I'm offended rhetoric from the liberal wokeist political commentaries on TV today. I have quite a few of the Studio Canal vintage classic releases, Jamie, and everyone has now one of those disclaimers. Isn't that sad? Tony, that's all they need to do. It is. That's it. We don't need to make a big fuss about it. It's quite scary how the Western world is slowly turning right. I'm afraid it is. The right are unfortunately preying on and exploiting people's concerns and fears. I've heard it said and agree with the theory that we should be more concerned with the exploitation and control of billionaires of the world all over us, rather than the world's poorer people. What can I say? You could go into
getting
that
quite deep, this, isn't it?
Rocket Bud says, trouble is, all discussions is so extreme, left and right. Most of society wants to live somewhere around the middle. The problem is none of the extremists will compromise. I always say this, that people are not, you get these saying, there's these big mass demonstrations in London, the British people speak. No, they don't. That's only relatively a small percentage of the population. Most people, all they're interested in is their families, their own lives, and how things are for them. And that's it. And their interests and friends, and that's it. That's what's important. Not all this, our country's been taken from us, which is a load of bollocks. And did you know that only 6% of the population are Islamic? 6%, which is nothing, but apparently we've been taken over by them. Anyhow, end of that. Totally agree, Rocket Bunny says, I may watch Star Trek Academy if I see it very cheap to stream on Amazon, which I think it will be in a few months. I have to try it before I can completely dismiss it.
Which is exactly what we both said, I think.
I agree. Tony says, what about Farage and the £5 million? Yes, media went crazy over Rayner's stamp duty. At least he's getting investigated now, hopefully. But he's not bothered. Rocket Bunny, I'm currently rewatching Strange New Worlds before I make the decision to buy the 3rd series, which is available now.
I got all 3 seasons, but I tell you what, the 2nd season destroyed my hopes.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot did for me. First series has some really good stuff in it, Rocket Money says.
Yeah, I gave it 8 out of the episodes I saw.
Jamie says, totally agree about the issue with the billionaires, Tony. They really need reining in, but that's not going to happen, is it? And then we've got Slipknot saying, hello there, welcome Slipknot. And then tax the bastards.
See, you've said more swear words tonight than I have.
I've said it, hi, Slipknot, Jamie says. And then, Bookman, movies high, man. And then we've got Tony Hawk's tax wealth, not income. End of party political broadcast from the Tony York corner. From party.
Do you know what? That Tony York's a nice man. Now, do you want me to continue being like this, or should I go back to the old Delboy?
No.
What a load of bloody bollocks, right? That's all I've got to say about this. What Tony? What the bloody hell's he being here? All he does is bloody send DVDs to get his bloody name out. That's all he does. That's all he's here for. He knows nothing about bloody what. Knows nothing about bloody anything other than how much money he's going to get from his stamp duty that he gets thrown in the Royal Mail. That's all I got to say about the git, little sod. Up his.
There you are. And there ends the Delboy Party political Tony York broadcast.
Yeah. Please vote Del.
Slipknot, if there's an infinite number of parallel universes, is there a universe where there are no parallel universes? Well, that's a way. I'm sure there is. Yes. Possibly.
Well, I would have asked Mr. Hawkins, but he's gone, so I can't. He's probably gone into a parallel universe now, where he doesn't have a wheelchair.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, I hope he's there. I do hope. You know, he had such an unfortunate life. So,
hopefully. It says, had anyone been to watch the new Star Wars film, Mandalorian and Grogu? To be honest, Star Wars has been dead for me for years now. Oh, I understand.
We discussed that earlier, didn't we?
Yeah. I was just asking what people thought about it and what the reaction. And then Tony says, "Hi, Slip. The question is making my brain hurt. Oh dear, that's gonna be painful." Slip off on "Hi, mate." And then Jamie says, "I like the look of Backrooms. Anyone seen the trailer? It's directed by a 19-year-old, blooming heck, and stars Chitwettle Elijah. I've never heard of that one, but I'm sure you deliberately put there so I wouldn't pronounce it right.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen a lot of Backrooms, but not that particular. But because I've been in many offices.
I've been in many bathrooms.
Yeah,
Backrooms.
I've been in a lot of bathrooms. I haven't thought about that one. Backroom.
Bathrooms.
got a bloke filming toilets. Oh dear. I think you might get in trouble over that one.
What is it the Americans call bathrooms? They have a word for them, don't they? Are they restrooms?
Restrooms.
Yeah. Oh, you have a rest in your bathroom. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, you don't call them restrooms if you've had a curry. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, God, no. Oh,
I'd call it the workroom. I'd call it the workroom. Jesus.
Yeah, definitely.
You don't relax there. Or if you've been on a bender and you're not feeling very well.
Yeah, you certainly wouldn't have a rest.
Don't call it a rest room then, do you?
And Tony outside Rose and Rocket Money. All right, dudes. Well, all right. And then Backrooms looks creepy. Oh, this is a film now, but they probably are creepy. Si says, I hope to see it either Friday or next week. It looks interesting. Let me know what you think of it on Wednesday, Si says. And then Rocket Money, hey Slip, good to see you. And then James says, Si, I'm not fussed about Mandalorian and Grogu. Disney are flogging Star Wars to death. So it doesn't seem like a special event now. That's what I was interesting.
Yeah.
It's not, that has lost. It's gone now, hasn't it? A special event. I'm going to check out the Backrooms, Slipknot says. Someone I know from America is looking forward to it. I said to him, looking forward to some backroom action, are you? You like my jokes, laugh out loud. Well, they don't always, do they? Oh, dear. Jay says, since we've had a period of the sun beating down on us, question, favorite film with sun in the title? Oh, sun. Empire of the Sun?
Yeah, but is that your favorite?
I don't know, but there might not be many others that are my favourite. I was thinking if it's got sun in the title. There is films about the sun which I love, like the day that one. What's it called? One with newspaper reporter, and it's really hot, and sun. Something's happening with sun. I think the Earth's moving towards the sun.
Oh, that's a Twilight Zone episode.
No, there is a film, a British film, and it was based on Daily Express. They did the film in a Daily Express.
Wasn't there one like that where the day the Earth caught fire?
That's the one. Yeah, that's a Day the Earth caught fire. That's it. That's the one. Brilliant. But it's got to have sun in the title.
Yeah,
that's the problem. That's why I just said Empire of the Sun, because it was the only one.
Just try and think of a film with the word Sunday in it.
Oh, Sunday. Bloody Sunday. There's a film
got a sun in it, innit?
Yeah.
But I must admit, it's difficult. I can't think. I mean, Empire of the Sun was the one that I thought of, but
yeah,
that's because you asked me about favourite Spielberg films.
Yeah,
so
exactly. Yeah, but work well there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a difficult one. I mean, shall I just as a joke put that into Google and say film titles with sun in it?
Yeah.
Film titles with sun in it.
See what comes in. It should come up with something.
The best movies with sun in the film. There's Empire of the Sun, A Place in the Sun, Tears of the Sun. Oh Christ. There's quite a few.
Any that we know?
Empire of the Sun, A Place in the Sun, Tears of the Sun, A Raisin in the Sun.
I don't know
that. Island in the Sun, Dark of the Sun, Who Loves the Sun, Jewel in the Sun, Half of a Yellow Sun, Burnt by the Sun, Under the Tuscan Sun. Well, I know that one. A Walk in the Sun, Journey to the Far Side of the Sun.
Ah, yes, we know that one.
Yeah, A Holiday in the Sun, The Sun Behind the Clouds, The King's Daughter. That hasn't got sun in it.
Yeah.
Oh, Under the Sun, Men Behind the Sun, World Without a Sun, White Sun of the Desert, The Sun Shines Bright, Red Sun, Blood of the Sun, Prisoners of the Sun, bloody hell, Dark Side of the Sun, Evil. Oh yeah, Evil Under the Sun, Agatha Christie.
Yeah.
Race to the Sun, Women of the Sun. Just one called The Sun. 1, 2, 3, Sun. Bloody hell. Things Behind the Sun. Royal Hunt of the Sun. Sun Sajna. What the hell?
Sun.
Run of the Sun. The Blazing Sun. In the Light of the Sun. Nightmare of the Sun. A Walk in the Sun. While the Sun Shines. Into the Sun. And that's it. Oh, no, hang on. There's more. It says next up.
No.
Jesus. I won't go anymore. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, there's too many suns.
That's a lot. That's a lot of sun.
I think you give us an idea there. And then says having a laugh there with Slipknot, and then Rising Sun.
Yeah.
And it says, and then Slipknot having a laugh again, laugh there. And Muckman, I'm going with Little Miss Sunshine. Such a great feel-good film. Oh, the sun. I've never seen that.
I thought that was something from the Mr. Men series.
Yeah, that's what I wondered. I thought
Little Miss Sunshine, isn't that the Mr. and Mrs. version of the Mr. Men?
Yeah. There's those books. There's loads of books.
I'll tell you what, Arthur Lowe narrated those really well.
Yeah.
It was Arthur Lowe, wasn't it?
You're right. Somebody like that. Yeah, the Mr. I may have them.
Was it Townsend that drew them? Pete Townsend.
Oh, I don't know.
You know the Mr. Men series was it all done by Peter somebody or something?
There was loads of them, absolutely loads of them.
Well, I used to like Mr. Strong and Mr. Bump.
Yeah,
Mr. Tickle had long arms,
that's
didn't
it,
he? Mr.
Mr.
Tickle.
Tickle. And,
Anyway,
anyway,
that's
yeah,
the Mr.
yeah,
Redundant
that's the
there.
Sun ones. And then Red Sun is a good Western. Yes, that's what came from Tony York collection, but it's very good. Charles Bronson.
I got that on
And
Steelbook. I
Toshiro
got that.
Mifune.
Yeah, I got that as a Steelbook, Redson.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's very good. East meets West.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
you could have a comic book. It was called The Red Son of Krypton.
Oh,
That was a Superman comic book.
Yeah. Here we are. I knew we'd say this. I'm boycotting the World Cup. Oh, okay.
Oh, by the way, Tony's corrected us. It's Roger Hargreaves.
That's it. Brilliant. He's right. Spot on. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's only because he Googled it, the bastard.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I went back to my old ways then.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Fuck Trump, Infantino, both corrupt bastards. Yes. Well, they are. They're all corrupt politicians. And then we've got here Sean. Hello, Sean. I went to a charity shop and found a box as new as Panasonic UB300 4K player. What?
Yeah, that's the player. That's just below the 800 player. That is.
Wow.
Yeah.
In a charity shop. Wow. That is
I'll be intrigued. I'll be intrigued to know how much that was.
How much was that? Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I can't believe that. Rocket Bunny, EG of Corporation Left Wing Insanity. When I used the Dracula face emoji in the Hammer comment earlier, it gave me the choice of 18 different skin tones.
Oh, for God's sake.
Seriously. Are you really? It's spread to emojis, has it now? Oh, my Gideon. Oh, dear. What can I say? Oh, oh dear.
I mean, are we being really nice because all our remotes are yellow?
Yeah. I enjoy Kings of the Sun with Yul Brynner, of course. Yeah, Mayans versus Native Americans. Yeah, I saw that film. Quite a few months ago.
Yeah, there wasn't months ago. It's years ago for me, but I remember the Mayans. Yeah, the Mayans.
Yeah. They were a very interesting civilization. And then not heard of that one, Tony. And then it says, this is the
£15.
pounds. That is.
I tell you what, I'd have bought that just to have it. 15 quid.
15 quid. You can't go wrong. I mean, that's ridiculous. You just thought they're
on eBay for around about 100 quid for parts.
You know, I thought these charity shops were getting pretty smart where they were Googling and seeing what was on eBay and what have you, prices. But 15 quid.
I mean, they're not gonna do it, are they? Give you a warranty or anything like that?
No, but still.
I take it they must have tested it.
Yeah, they're supposed to test them anyhow if they get any electrical goods.
I would have thought.
I'm sure they're supposed to test them. Yeah, because some at charity shops are probably saying, we won't accept them because they can't be bothered to test them.
Yeah. Well, that's where they put on the box sold as seen or for parts only or whatever.
Yeah. I don't think I've seen any movies with Sun in the title, but The Town That Dreaded Sundown, that's a horror film, isn't it? Looks like something I'd enjoy. Or Empire of the Sun with Christian Bale.
Yeah. There must be a load of westerns with sundown written in it.
Yeah, I thought so. I know that The Town That Dreaded Sundown is, I'm sure it's definitely a horror film, that one. And then look, £15. I know.
I'd have it as a spare, I tell you.
Surprised no one mentioned Danny Boyle's Sunshine. Oh yeah, that's a good film. I've got that. Yeah, great sci-fi horror. It is. It's a very good film. And then he's still going £15. Everybody's £15. Turning out as mid-60s, if I remember correctly, Jamie. Quite an unusual action adventure. Oh, right. And then that's the Sun one. I was thinking of Sunshine, but I love Rising Sun. Oh, with Sean Connery and Wesley Snipes. Yeah, it's another one. See, they all start remembering them.
No, I got Rising Sun on Laserdisc.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, he was protecting his mistress, who's very Japanese, isn't she? She's disabled, isn't she? In that film, she was a disabled girl.
Yeah.
But he knew all about their customs and that because he'd lived over there and also was going out with the girl that that was an artist that had a disability.
Yeah.
I know. I've got it on Laser. I haven't watched it for a while, but I loved it because it talked about all their technology, and they recorded the rape scene that was on the table, and you could see mirror images of something of the person that killed, because it was to do with sex with throttling, isn't it? With pain and stuff in it.
Yeah,
very interesting subject as well.
Yeah. Jamie says Empire of the Sun is a great film. Christian Bale's first film too. Yes, that's right. Yeah. I've never seen Empire of the Sun.
Oh my! Si, if you ever get to see that at the cinema, it really is a good film. Yeah. I saw it at the cinema.
So did I. Yeah. And then one movies. Richard Rocket, we totally agree. Empire of the Sun is a great.
Even the trailer to Empire of the Sun will move you.
Yeah.
It shows the boy running along with the planes that are going overhead, and it's got this choir, this little boy singing. I can't remember what the song is. It's a classical sort of like. I think it's a war song or something.
Yeah.
It's just a lone boy singing this song.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And Slipknot says, Mukman Movies and Rocket Money. I really want to see Empire of the Sun. And so I said, I know Rocket. Please forgive me.
No.
Rocket Bunny says, highly recommended. Also great to see a child actor that went on for big things and be a good, genuinely good.
Yeah, who'd have thought that little boy that was running along watching those planes fly off suddenly be Batman? I mean, Jesus Christ. Yeah. He made planes later on.
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne. He was rich. Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, of course he was. And then Tony says, coffee chocolates are my dad's favorite from a selection box. Oh dear. But he wasn't keen on drinking coffee. Well, that's an interesting parallel. I like coffee.
Hang on. How did we get to? See, I must have missed this. Where did coffee chocolates come from?
I don't know. I must have mentioned that if for some reason we was talking about something that I didn't like coffee chocolates. And like in Quality Street.
No, well, I was going to talk about Revels.
Yeah,
remember Revels? Right. I don't think they had coffee in there, but I always used to like the round ones because they had an orange. But every time I bit one and I got a coconut, I went, "You bastard!" I was swearing.
You're not into coconut, are you?
Yeah, I think you're right. Quality Street coffee, yeah.
Yeah, I never liked them. And then James says, "King of the Sun is on Prime, Tony. Just put it on my watch list." Oh, well, there you are. Good idea. David says, my horror double bill this weekend, The Old Dark House and Plague of the Zombies. Oh, Plague of the Zombies. Fantastic film. Absolutely.
I still watch Cinema Club with Caroline Munro on Fridays.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And but only the trouble is she's showing something called the Omega something, which is a TV show. The Omega Run or something, which is supernatural based. Yeah. And then she puts a proper film on after that. So I'm hoping that, I mean, as much as this show is really quite good, it's just I'd rather she put 2 horror films there instead.
Oh dear. And then, but Plague of the Zombies, I always talk about that. I think it's an absolutely fantastic film. Well, Hammer's best.
I mean, you reminded me from on one of your videos that I watched recently that I need to replace that disc of mine for the Dr. Phibes films.
Oh, the Dr. Phibes thing, yes.
And as I said, I had the double bill, and one of the discs is scratched.
Yeah,
and every time I go into HMV, they've only got one of the films.
The one that you got, need the other one.
But I need to get that changed.
Yeah. I just thought if Del makes a controversial comment tonight, we can all turn around to him and say, "Which planet are you on, Del?" There you are.
Have I ever made a controversial comment?
I don't know. I don't
Maybe.
think you are, really. You know,
I get things wrong, but
I've not heard of controversial, but controversial to who? It depends.
I suppose
some things we say can be controversial to anybody. You know, like I probably, there's anybody who's got religion.
A controversial comment could be that Rocket Bunny isn't a complete bollocksy bastard, really. You know.
Oh dear. Yes, what can I say? Anyhow, hope you enjoyed, Jamie. I got a foreign Blu-ray, not a masterpiece, but enjoyable in my opinion. Oh well, that's good. It does sound enjoyable. And then Muckman's Jamie says, Palace just won Conference League final. That's 2 for 2. Just got Arsenal to go now. Oh yeah, can we see them completing a clean sweep? So that means that we've won all the. If Arsenal win all the European competitions this country, so that would be great. That would be a massive achievement. That is a big achievement. Yeah.
I mentioned about in the blog about Southampton and the final that happens between
the spying controversy. Yeah.
And I did mention that Arsenal won, and and about Manchester. I did mention a few sport things that went on.
Yeah.
I didn't mention Crystal Palace.
Yeah. And then Tony says, David, is that the Hammer version of Old Dark House? If so, I personally wasn't keen on it. I have to agree with you there, Tony. I've got it. And don't rate it that highly, and which is unusual. It's perhaps the Hammer film I least rate. Hope you enjoy it, though. Plague of the Zombies is a good one. It is, yeah. There's something about it. Had sort of a bit of a comedy element almost in Old Dark House. It didn't seem particularly a good Hammer film, which was unusual because I really like most Hammer films. I think it's on Indicator. I got it. I picked it up. And then PSG all the way for me. All right, PSG. And then Tony, it looks like a good Sunday afternoon film. Yeah. Rocket Bunny, you're a Palace fan, Jamie. You'd get on well with certain members of my family. Yeah. And be a nightmare to others. And then he says, I know, no, Bunny, I'm a Liverpool fan. Blumenach. What can I say?
Somebody's got to be.
Yeah, I know. I can't believe it. From Leeds as a Liverpool fan. It's just ridiculous. My heck. Anyhow, okay, moving on. Robert De Niro is in the Criterion closet this weekend. Oh, is it? I must watch out then for that. I haven't seen that YouTube video. Yeah, he's in the closet. But yeah, I'll have to look out for that. And then got Bonnie laughing. And then we've got Slipknot saying, laughing out loud as well. So on the topic of football, have you seen that Newcastle a deal with Barcelona for Anthony Gordon, £70 million. Crikey, 70 million. That's a big blow for Newcastle, isn't it? That'll be a big blow. But yeah, you're a selling club, aren't you?
Would you? I'll tell you what, Ian. Would you like to have a figure over your head that tells you what your worth is?
Yeah, and especially the pressure. That's the problem. The higher the
Somebody
amount.
comes along and says, "Oh, I want you. I'm going to spend 70 million so I can have you."
You
Is
know,
that a form of slavery then?
yeah. Well, you've seen it, haven't you, in the past where they get a striker, pay a lot of money for it, and then the striker can't score. They try every time they do it. It puts a lot of pressure on them. Sometimes it works, but other times it can be a problem. There's a lot of pressure. There isn't Premiership. And then says, I can't see Gordon getting into that team, to be fair. Well, that happens as well. They get transferred to these top teams and they can't get in.
Yeah, then they put them on loan.
Yeah. What's the point of all that? I know, Jamie. He'll be lucky to get on the bench for Barcelona. Crikey. Yeah. Which is a pointless move. It is. Maybe they just do it to weaken the other teams and think, oh, it's worth doing that, you know. And then Tony says, Bible paper is like that old-fashioned cheap toilet roll you could get. Forgotten the exact name. Eisel. Oh, yeah, or something like that. Yes, it was that. It was on your bottom when you used to put that out. Awful.
I swear at school it was grease-proof paper.
Oh, it's something.
But anyway, that's what I was trying to get out. Bible paper is like really weird. It's so thin. It's like, what?
Yeah. Why? Why is it like that? I don't know. Rocket Bunny. Oh, this political religious correctness. One of my favorite comedians of all time, Dave Allen. Well, it's great. Controversial at the time and cancelled in the present day.
Yeah.
Another series I'm thankful, let's say, acquiring online many years ago and thoroughly enjoying very regular. I know we've mentioned him before. There's only one DVD available. It's sad.
Most of my collection is digital of his. It has been shown on certain channels where you've got they'll show a whole series of.
Right. So somebody's grabbed them and.
But most of the stuff that's on YouTube is broken up bits of his sort of monologues. Sitting in his chair.
But an actual show.
I think they show a lot of his comedy elements of religion. You know, like where there's a funeral going on. I remember there's a funeral where two funerals are going on at the same time, and they have to race to the. They have to race to the cemetery. They always show that one.
Yeah, they always show that one.
But I like it. I like it when he was talking about when he was observing things. That was where Dave Allen was the best. He was talking about politicians.
Yeah,
I remember him doing that. He said, "Blue's supposed to be calm. Have you ever seen Margaret Thatcher?" And then he'd do a rant again. Yeah, will the right honourable gentleman sit bloody down or promos are breaking bloody neck. Yeah. Or something like that, and he'll do a sort of rant. Or there's a famous one where he says, "I had to try and teach my son the time." So he was saying like the big hand and the small.
Oh hand. Yeah.
You know, and he says so when you get to the next one, it's 5 minutes. And he said, and he was trying to talk about it, getting totally confusing for the small lad because
Yeah,
but it was that was a really, really good comedy sketches.
Very clever.
Teaching a child out the face of a clock.
Yeah,
that was really good. So when you get to 3, it's 15. What?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like 1 is 5, 3 is 50. The one of the kid was like blown away, it's like we understand it because there's 60 minutes, but he was going 3 is 15 and 6 is 30 and all that sort of stuff. So when the small lad is on the 3 and all that, I can still see it in my head now. Right.
Sai says, Rocket Money family claim to fame. My mum met Dave Allen. She worked with his cousin in the early
wow.
70s. That's brilliant. That's a nice claim to fame. Yeah. Yeah. Fantastic.
Another
Wonderful.
famous one is where he was talking about signs. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, there's loads. Yeah.
You know, he said, ears pierced while you wait. Oh yeah, 10 years off. Or
Yeah.
live girls dancing.
Yeah.
And I remember him saying, "What do you expect? Stiffs with elastic?"
Yeah. Oh dear.
This is neither the other one is this is neither an entrance or an exit.
Oh yes, yeah, we've seen.
What the bloody hell is it then?
Yeah. And then we got Rocket Money saying, "Cool, seen loads of interviews with him. A quiet family guy
Yeah.
when not on stage." Yeah. And Sai says she said that he was a nice, polite man with a wicked sense of humor. That was his moment. Yeah.
The drinking got to him eventually, didn't it? Really?
But he stopped, didn't he?
He did.
He stopped drinking and smoking.
But you see, the media still turned around and said that's vodka or Bacardi in that glass. And he said, no, it's water.
Yeah.
I don't think he ever gave up smoking.
Oh, I thought he did. Because I
might be wrong. I might be wrong on that. You see,
because it provided him with more material about giving up smoking, and and
that's true.
Quite relatable, about what happens with smoking and what have you. Always brilliant.
But anyway, I must admit, I've got the BBC Dr. Dave Allen. It isn't enough.
No,
if they released all of them, I'd buy them.
Yeah. They ought to do.
It's a shame. I think the BBC miss a point on a lot of things.
They did. I always say it the same with one of my favourites, but it's never going to happen. It's Dick Emery. It's just it's not politically correct, but I don't. He's great. It's Dick Emery. Yeah. I love.
They won't even show the last two series, not of his Dick Emery show, but he actually did proper acting. Where he was where I think it was called something Heart of Diamonds or something like that. It was all about it was great. It was a sleuth show. I think he was a thief or something in it, or undercover something or other, where he put all his different faces on. He could do all these different characteristics in it. And apparently he had his heart attack when they were discussing about a third series. That was the end of him. Yeah. And he was a bit of a weird man. He was not very nice to women, apparently.
Yeah, I've heard that as well.
Was having an affair with his wife, and his wife knew all about it.
And a drink problem, as they all have as well, all the usual stuff. Yeah. Sai says, for me, World at War is the greatest documentary of all time. It is. Yeah. I can't really argue with you on that one. Sai says, a world leader that is stupid and people around Hill are scared to upset him. Who do you mean? Chaplin, Mustache, or Tango Man? Tango Man. And Tony Hawk's occupied attacking Poland. Sorry,
I reckon this first comment has been taken away.
Ah, yeah, I didn't see that
because I don't see the beginning bit.
Ah, interesting. Yeah, well, that's not us, Tony. Sorry.
No, I think it's because he's talking about the world at war, and there's probably one word in it or something.
I don't know. It's weird.
It's very difficult talking about the world at war in text format because you put the word Hitler or something in it. And that's it. Yeah.
Or sometimes our phones put stupid things down because of text business.
So for the last time, I'm going to check on my mum because it's 3 minutes past 11, and she must be asleep now. So I can't just check.
We'll carry on, but we'll still be here. And then Rocket Money, lots of interviews with veterans and surviving politicians from the time. I know it's so comprehensive. It's absolutely wonderful. There'll never be another one like it. They won't. And then David says, I have a World at War on DVD. Want to upgrade to Blu-ray. The only documentary to come close to it would be Life on Earth. That's a very good point. Yeah, Attenborough's Life on Earth is comprehensive and brilliant. But yeah, it is worth thinking about upgrading to Blu-ray. I might in future. I don't know, because it's so good. Well, I haven't even got a DVD of it, but yeah, I would think about it. And then Sarah says, "Is 2017 the title of the year it was released?" I don't know. Possibly. And Tony says, "I prefer the rants." Well, he's gone. Yeah, you'll get them. Don't worry. You got a rant, didn't you? You did get a rant. Yeah. Yeah, it was released on Netflix. The Netflix thing. Yes. They're laughing about that. What's the doc called, Rocket Bunny? And Rocket Bunny says, is this the Tom Hanks? The Vietnam War, however, I'm not sure. Oh, sorry, I'm getting mixed up. I'm not sure it's still on there now. It wasn't last time I looked, but I haven't had a Netflix for a couple of years. Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, actually, I've never had Netflix. I've never had it. No. And then Sally says, I'll have to look for it. Terry says, Ian, your pronunciation of Chiwetel Ejiofor was so much better than that of Alain Delon. Yeah, I've done it. It annoys him, Michael. So he's not here, so I can go, Alain Delon. Yes, I can do that. You say, if I can say it, he really loses his wig when that comes on. Yeah. And then Rocket says, it's amazing. It starts at as far back as the end of World War II and the final French colonial days and goes all the way through to 75 when it ended. Do you know, I remember that it was so big in the news when Saigon fell. I just remember it so much. They were interrupting it. It was all over news. And the scene where I remember seeing, they were almost doing live feeds because I was, when I was watching it. The scene when the American embassy roof and there's people rushing on to get to the helicopters and that. Wow, that was so dramatic. And it all just seemed to suddenly happen. The North suddenly started to move down, and it was like everything fell down. It's like they weren't bothered anymore of resisting, and they just let themselves in, and the Americans then just left on that American embassy bit, though. It was quite a thing. Vietnam's an interesting country because from what I know, it's now a very different sort of country. It's stabilized a lot. A lot of tourists go to Vietnam. And yet, in the past, it was such a contentious area. And of course, Cambodia, I think, is the same because they had some nutcases in Cambodia, didn't they? I've forgotten their name. Khmer Rouge, that's it. Khmer Rouge, who wanted to bring Year Zero back and basically exterminate everybody. Killing Fields, great film, if you want to know about what happened in Cambodia. But yeah, it's now things have changed. They've become sort of more stabilized countries, tourist destinations even now. People going to. It's just interesting the way that has happened over years. And then we've got Bookman Tony laughing. Yeah. Didn't Sidney Poitier win an Oscar for A Raising in the Sun? Oh, I don't know. It may well have done. Not that I know of. But it's like he's frozen. Is he frozen? Oh no, there is some life. He's looking up something, I think, or is he? I don't know. It's frozen.
No, I'm not. Hang on.
Oh no. Okay.
There's an interesting comment. There's an interesting comment that Rocket Bunny's just said, and I'm looking at my own live chat rather than the comments that are in StreamYard, and I still don't see Tony York's comment.
Really?
I got it on live chat, so I don't know why. It is, but there you are.
Anyhow, we've got Ian and Dal. You need to watch Little Miss Sunshine. It's such a good film.
Yeah, I'm going.
Alan Arkin won an Oscar for his performance in it. Really? Wow.
I'm writing it down.
Yeah. An Oscar-winning film. And then, Roger Hargreaves, Tony said, wrote the Mr. Men series, I think. Yeah, you're right. That's true. And then David said, I see 88 films are releasing. Oh, the Pink Panther on 4K. Peter Sellers won, not the Steve Martin. Well, obviously, Steve Martin won. I'd rather.
Although it was interesting, wasn't it? Because Blue Roy talked about the Pink Panther, didn't he?
Blu-rays, yeah.
He's got the same box set I've got, and the one he watched is the one without Peter Sellers in it.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, which is what I think is the worst one.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's the fourth one.
Is it Alan Arkin who did it?
I think it was.
Yeah, but Alan Arkin. I know nothing about, but I just know that there was the name. But then Steve Martin redid them, didn't he? A few years later. And then we've got Muckman saying, Little Miss Sunshine stars Alan Arkin. Yeah. Tony Collette. Oh, Steve Carell. Oh, and Greg Kinnear. Interesting. Brilliant film. Highly recommended. That's a good cast. That is a good cast. And Tony says, David, Kino Lorber released most, if not all, the Pink Panther films in the US. Hopefully 88 will do the same here. Only have a couple on DVD. They might do. Would that be a good chance to get the whole sets? Yeah. They may well do. To says, I have The Town That Dreaded Sundown. It's about, a 40s US serial killer based on true events. That sounds pretty good. I've heard it mentioned a lot, The Town That Dreaded Sundown. Yeah. Especially set in 40s. Makes it quite interesting. Yeah. It's a good film, Tony says. Yeah, but he's up there. Rocket Bunny, I adore a good coffee cake. Oh. Well, yeah. Well, I'm glad you enjoy it. I don't think it's for me. I don't think coffee cake is for me. Chocolate cake, yes, definitely. Chocolate cake, I'm on board. But coffee cake, no. And then Sai says, and then David says, anyone remember a really good mini-series called Chiefs? It was on 1983, but I've never seen it or had a DVD or Blu-ray release. I've never heard of it, David. Chiefs? Have you heard of it?
No.
Chiefs? No.
And of course, there are many websites that talk about Blu-rays and DVDs that have never been released, but I'd have to look.
I've never heard of Chiefs. Oh, yeah. And then Dave says, Tony, Herbert Lom as Dreyfus was great in the Pink Panther. Yeah, Herbert Lom. Yes, I agree. And then Tony says, don't remember that, David. I did watch a series called The Chief about a chief constable of a police force, but that was later, 90s. I think Herbert Lom was such a good actor. David could do drama. He was a good actor.
Yeah.
Yeah. And comedy as well, of course. Yeah, Tony says that's true, definitely. Jamie says, I like the 1932 version of Old Dark House, starring Boris Karloff.
Karloff, yeah, and Charles Lawton.
Yeah.
I've seen that one.
That's 1932, an early film. Tony says, that made me laugh, Ian. I sent that old dark house because I knew I'd never watch it again. Feel free to trade it in. Yeah, I know it was one that you sent me, but I was just so disappointed in it because it's a Hammer film, and it was the first Hammer film I think I've ever watched that I thought was awful.
See, isn't that nice? You see, Tony York sending you something that he thought you'd like because he didn't like it. No, you're a complete bastard. You know full well it's a piece of shit, and you couldn't be bothered to put it in a skit. You little shit. That's what you did. In fact, you probably put it there in as padding or something, right? Because that's the sort of bastard you. Oh, sorry, I went back to old mode.
Yeah, it did come back, that word. Yes.
And then the only word I haven't said is bollocks, and bollocks.
Oh yeah, you might as well get that in, haven't you? With Rocket Buddy says, with regard to Dave Allen, I have 5 series of Dave Allen at large, plus some of his later specials. Quality varies, but if someone else ever released a box set on DVD, I'd literally throw my money at them. I understand totally.
They are various quality. There's a lot of them. You know, I've got them over what they call news groups. Right. Yeah. Because some of the ones that are on YouTube are really, really poor quality, to be quite honest.
Very bad, yeah.
And I've got some slightly better results, but yeah, YouTube's a way of doing it. But I'd throw money at it. I definitely would.
Yeah.
It really is quality stuff, Dave Allen is.
It sounds like it'll never happen.
No.
And then Si says, I'm with you on that, Rocket Bunny. I'd be here, my debit card and PIN number. Yeah, I totally agree. I think most people will be, whoop, there we are. Yeah. Rocket Bunny, doing my bit for representation following the conversations tonight. Yes. And then
it's very good, Rocket Bunny.
Tony, had your phone told you to go to bed yet? Oh yeah, you normally get that, don't they? Tony says YouTube censored my comment about the outbreak of World War II. Why? I wonder why. Nice.
Well, I just went up. I still can't see it. I think YouTube did it.
Yeah.
There's a comment a little bit later on about from Rocket Bunny. I'm trying to find it. I'll tell you the trouble with YouTube chat. It doesn't have a clock next to the comment, the time.
Yeah.
So he mentioned the time, and I can't find it, but I'm still looking.
I don't understand the outbreak of the World War II. What would be controversial about that?
I honestly, I think it's just certain words that bring in hate crimes.
Wow. I mean, what it's like saying Poland is a hate crime or something. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, but you just don't know what it said.
Yeah.
So I can't see what the word would be.
Yeah. Oh, it's weird. Tony, yes, I should have been asleep an hour. Bloody AI. Yeah. And they're laughing there. And then
get to bed, you bastard.
I'm going to say good night before I fall asleep, like I did last week. Good night, everyone. Good night, Jamie. You've probably gone now or you're asleep.
Yeah. See you, little shit. There you go. Oh, sorry.
Night, Jamie. And then Tony says, night, Jamie. And then Rocket Bunny, Ian Dale, my entire comment about the Vietnam World, is that war? Vietnam War documentary was also deleted. Hence the fact Ian didn't really know what I was talking about.
Yeah, so I've gone back, look, and Rocket Bunny said The Vietnam War, however, I'm not sure it's still on there now. It wasn't the last time I looked, but I haven't had Netflix for a couple of years. See, I don't know which bit you didn't read out. It's amazing. Starts as far back as the end of World War II and the final French colonial days.
I remember that.
So that's there. So I'm not quite sure what's not been read out. But it's got no clock next to the comments, so I don't know.
Yeah. But
I did my best, but I'm having trouble.
Yeah. YouTube deleting comments. It's weird. It really is. And then Rocket Money, I think that your streaming software that you used to show the comments is removing them, not YouTube, as they're still in chat and seeing
it's
by
10:31. Let me have a look. Yeah, the one at 10:31 says the Vietnam War. However, I'm not sure it's still on there. Now, it wasn't the last time I looked, but I haven't had Netflix for a couple of years. That's 10:31.
Oh.
There you are. I've read it out.
Yeah. And then Rocket says, "Good night, Muckman."
Hang on. Did it say "Good riddance, Muckman"? Then
no, it didn't.
Sorry, I might have read that wrong.
It's crazy how you have to be so careful how you word things. It's crazy. I don't understand why YouTube decides what words. And then
here we go. He said it's 10:26, just to let you know. 10:26.
All right.
10:26. It says my favorite war documentary is actually about Vietnam. 2017, 10 episodes, total of 18 hours, directed by Ken Burns, Lynn Novick. It's the most detailed, truthful, and comprehensive record of the conflict. Lots of interviews with the veterans and surviving politicians from the time. Is that all right?
Yes, yeah. Why? Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, when I'm looking at the words there, I don't see anything on why that would not be there.
No, that don't make sense. There's nothing controversial there. Asai says, was Pol Pot Cambodia? Yeah, he was Cambodian, Pol Pot. Pol Pot, yes, Tony says. Rocket Bunny, Del, can you see my comment from 1031 with regard documentary? Ian didn't show it, but did show my follow-up comments and others in chat reacting to it.
Yeah, so hopefully I've read it out now because it was 10:20. You correct yourself and said it's 10:20.
Yeah. And then Rocket Bunny says, "Oh well, Tony, there goes is non-searing
wearing run. I think that's
run. Oh yeah."
See, Rocket Bunny's so pissed now that he can't even get his bloody writing correct. Otherwise, he's going to blame it on autocorrect, which is a big bloody no-no as far as I'm concerned. That it was shit. So there we are.
And then here we are. Tony said, "Fantastic late rant, highly enjoyable." There you are. And then Rocket Bunny
he can sod off and all. He can sod off as well. So there you are.
Yes, it does. You enable it. Yes,
you enable it. Yeah.
Hit the dots at the top of chat and enable timestamps. Oh, right. I don't know that.
Yeah, I've done that. So,
yeah, so he's done that, right. Sorry, Del, it was 10:26, he says. And Tony says, "Good night, all, and thanks." Well, thank you, Tony, as always, for joining. Thank you.
Bye, you bastard. Yeah, bye.
Bye,
you little
Tony,
shit.
Thank you. And then, and then we've got here the last comment. Nighty night, guys, and thanks to Ian and Delboy for tonight's great movie chat. And the
hang on a minute. I haven't had a go at Si. What I'll say, Si, Is that you copying and pasting? That's all you put every frigging week. You boring little bastard. Go back to your special obligatory flipping cinema that you always go to, you little shit. Yeah, that's my little rant. Yeah,
and,
I don't mean it. Love him.
You get your ranting, don't you?
Love him to death.
Rocket Bunny says, "Thanks, guys. All the best to you both. Salute and Siddhi in the next one." Thank you, Rocket Bunny. And that's it. We are at the last comment now. That's it. Yes. Thank you, everyone who's comment. Oh, we've got another one just here. Sai saying, "I think I'll think of something else to say next week, Del." Oh.
Yeah, instead of cutting and pasting.
Yeah. So yeah.
I don't know. We've got Tony York's corner and him bloody Googling everything, and we got Cy copying and pasting from a bloody Word document that he's got and things to say at the end. You got Rocket Bunny just being a complete arse like he is every week. You got Muckman, the bearded bastard who comes in and just advertises his channel every bloody week. You got Am I alienating anybody else?
I think that... anyway, I've got to...
I love the lot of you. You know, just want to say that.
Honest, yeah. So anyway, thank you everyone who's commented and who's been watching us. Thank you. There's 10 people at the moment watching. Thank you, everybody that has watched. It's gone down now because we're going, but thank you. And so before I go, we'll just do our normal farewells.
Well, it's goodbye from me,
and it's good night from him.
Good night. That's what he's supposed to say good night at the same time, by the way, because they both used to say good night, the two Ronnies. There you are. But anyway, he gets it wrong every week because he's a Leeds bastard. Anyway, I always say salute after the great Frankie Howard and up Pompeii. And I just want to say thanks to everybody and for all your support for my mother. I really do want to. That's from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
And all I've got to say is, I'll see thee again.
Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.